Oh, we back. We are back. We have a better mic. Oh my God. All of that. Afternoon session. We needed to troubleshoot, and yep, problem still cannot see how many people are watching on this side. Hopefully that changes. And coming back to the channel over here, I just want to double check and make sure that it does not show that we are upcoming. It's still showing it. It's so strange. Hang on, let's refresh and see. Upcoming. Weird. Keeping an eye on the trial to see if they are back. Share screen. They are not back yet, and we are live over there on this side. Okay, good news. I am showing updated numbers on this side, so that is good. We are we're looking good over here on that side. Let's refresh over here on YouTube. Okay, perfect. We got rid of that upcoming thing. Let me go to the home page and double check. We fixed it. We fixed it, team. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. That is awesome. I'm also seeing that you guys are saying on Atlanta News First, that's where we can see what is going on this morning. So let's go to Atlanta News First. Okay, Atlanta News First. And it looks like they actually are back. We had some time to kill. I really want to watch that part. Let's see.
Know it from any of the afternoon, and he doesn't know it from any of the jurors saying anything to him. He had just observed it himself from checking on her page. Thank you. All right, sure, no problem. Is the jury ready? Deputy who had brought that in. All right, I've spoken to the deputy who had brought that issue to my attention yesterday afternoon, and he doesn't know it from any of the jurors saying anything to him. He had just observed it himself from checking on her page. Thank you. All right, sure, no problem. Is the jury ready?
So that was it?
And do we have Mr. Sledge? All right.
I think that's all they mentioned. That was the part we missed. I thought it was like 20 minutes or whatever the case may be. So, okay, for those of you rejoining us, we had to start a new stream because there was a YouTube glitch going on, and it kept showing that this stream was upcoming and not actually happening. We fixed it, and it looks like it's all good to go right now. I don't know why that happened. I emailed YouTube about it, got on with creator support, so we started a brand new stream. Our stream sponsors are the same, so just consider this the afternoon session, okay? So we're starting fresh. We're gonna look at Mounk Tounk. It looks like they are back in the courtroom. I was curious. Apparently the day started with a brief comment about infamous Miss Sylvia, so I wanted to hear that. It looks like it was just a sentence that the judge mentioned. To clarify things, a deputy had gone to Miss Sylvia's page. She has a Rule 22, an approval to, live stream the courtroom. Allegedly, he looked into this because she didn't violate the privacy per se of the jurors. But what did happen is it has been discovered that she has been using categorical names for the jurors, and the deputy observed it by going to her page directly. I was curious because I know that she has made those references when Lead and I were live on his side, so I thought maybe it could be something like that. So I had a personal interest in it, but it seems as if the deputy went to her page itself, and that's how it was discovered that the jury had, like, it wasn't necessarily their names revealed, but it was just characterizations and mannerisms and nicknames that she had given them. So it appears she is not in the courtroom at this time, and I don't know if it's temporary or permanent, but they do not want that happening in court. Since we are here, I'm going to skip ahead, and we have a bit of TiVo time, but I just wanted to give you guys some line of sight on what happened, why we had to restart the stream, all that fun stuff. But now we can kick back, relax, and watch the afternoon session. Here we go. Let's see, make sure we get some sound. Mounk Tounk is back in the courtroom. All right, here we go. I think we're waiting on Mounk Tounk, guys. Interesting. But we are all out of TiVo time. So movement in the courtroom, but we're waiting on Mounk Tounk. Shout out to Drew Beats, who hits me with $4.99. He says, thoughts on YSL Mondo's old lawyer being Fonnie Willis. Could he have given info unknowingly? Yeah, we talked about this yesterday, Drew. Some people are theorizing like that's how all of it started, is because Fonnie represented, Mondo. She learned a lot about YSL. And of course, attorneys are not supposed to do that. There's something called attorney-client privilege. We have to make sure that any dealings, any information you give us during the course of representation is kept confidential. But at the same time, if she was on the defense side and then she ends up being a prosecutor during the course of her career, can she use the information that she learned during the course of representation to prosecute other people? Answer is no. She shouldn't be. They're waiting for the jury to come back in, but thank you so much, Drew. Shout out to Speaking from the Purple Couch.
Okay, well, all right. Mr. Sledge, you're comfortable? We'll I guess try to get word to Mr. Wright, although he should have heard the 12:45 time. If you need him while you're testifying, just let me know. But in the meantime, are you comfortable just getting restarted without him? Is that all right? Okay.
Okay, so it looks like Mounk Tounk's lawyer left, and that's why we're starting a little bit late, and they're asking Mounk Tounk if he feels comfortable testifying without his lawyer there. Mounk Tounk just said yes. Just want to read the super chat real quick before we go back in. Speaking from the Purple Couch with $5 says, no, it was more. It was not just a sentence, and they are having a hearing on the Rule 22 tomorrow. Dennis said the judge may rescind the Rule 22s. Wow. That's big news, speaking from the Purple Couch. And maybe we can trial stream that, because if that is televised, I'm interested. I want to hear it. I want to see it. So thank you so much for the super chat and for the information. I know Dennis Byron is someone that has been going to the courthouse as well. He's always, me and Lead have bumped into him in Atlanta a few times. Like, he's a great guy. And I know he has a pretty large Twitter following and has been covering this trial as well. He has a lot of experience doing this sort of thing. So I will pay attention to his feed tonight to see if we get any updates and keep y'all updated. Aside from that, let's keep going with Mounk Tounk's debauchery.
All right, let's get the jury. And somebody try to get There he is.
Hey.
No problem. We've got everybody now. All right.
Do we have TiVo time?
Thank you, Judge.
Here we go.
Your Honor, would the court inquire whether everyone on the far side of the courtroom can hear me using the phone?
Can y'all hear her? Maybe hold it a little closer.
There she is.
Hello?
She wants to know if we can hear her.
No?
I can't hear y'all either. You can, all right, Mr. Harvey can hear you then.
Thank
I
you,
think we're
Judge.
good.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Mr. Sledge.
Good afternoon, Mr. Love.
All right. Mr. Sledge, looking back at states 444 Yankee, am I correct that you acknowledged number 10 on page 4 of 7 as true?
Yes.
So how was it that you knew that on January 10th, 2015, after the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr., YSL associates traveled to Miami, Florida with co-defendant and YSL founder Jeffrey Williams, AKA Young Thug? Tell the jury how you know that, please.
Because I knew he had a show for the next day and they was leaving that night. I just didn't go.
How were you familiar that he had a show the next day?
By talking to him. He invited me to the show and a video shoot. I didn't go
What made you not go?
because I was gonna stay in the city to protect my family because I was falsely accused of something I didn't commit.
Now, when you say falsely accused, on January the 10th, 2015, to your knowledge, had warrants been taken out for your arrest for Donovan Thomas's murder?
No, the street said it. So I wasn't gonna leave my kids and my family here knowing that if I supposedly did something, they probably would have tried to harm my family. And I'd do anything necessary to protect my family.
Understood.
What if it sent me to prison for the rest of my life?
How did you find out the streets were saying that you murdered Donovan Thomas Jr.?
I received fake DMs from fake page. Well, I received DMs from fake pages.
And what did the DMs, tell the jury about some of the DMs from fake pages that you received?
It stated that me and Kenny Copeland just killed Nut.
And what was it, just saying that? Just Sledge and or Mounk Tounk and Woody just killed Nut?
Yes.
Who was the page allegedly from? You
I
said
don't
fake
know.
page.
It was a fake page, so it's a fake account. You wouldn't know who it is. I don't even remember the name on the account.
Did they call themselves Death to snakes, slimes, or something to that effect?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't recall.
Do you recall how many of those fake DMs you got?
I received them over years. Even once they dismissed it on me, I still received it.
Were you and Kenneth Copeland the only persons that were accused in those fake DMs of murdering Donovan Thomas?
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm not offering.
How about as to his personal knowledge?
Thank you. To your knowledge, within the DMs that you received, within those DMs, were you and Kenneth Copeland the only people accused or alleged by some unknown people to have been responsible for that murder?
Yes, on January the 10th.
And when you say on January 10th, you mean that on that day only, you and he were accused?
Yes.
Did anyone within those DMs allege or assert anything regarding YSL as a group?
No, they never said YSL in the DM.
Okay. Did, when you referenced for years you got them, at any point did YSL show up in the DMs that you got accusing you of Donovan Thomas's murder?
Yeah, probably over the years.
Okay. Do you know how many of those you got?
I can't recall. It was so many of them.
Okay. What did you do when you got those DMs? Did you take any action in particular?
I didn't even respond because I knew it wasn't true.
It goes down in the DMs. Quick interruption, guys. I know we had to restart the stream over, but if you can do me a favor and don't forget to hit the like button. We had some technical difficulties. Those have been resolved. We're going to go back in, but just a friendly reminder to hit that button on your way in.
Did you share it with anybody?
No.
And when you say you knew it wasn't true, is that only as to your participation in the murder?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, were you working as head of security with Defendant Williams' label on January 10th, 2015?
No, I don't even think he was doing shows, but I wasn't going. I don't think he was doing shows, and I think I never went to the shows because I had a responsibility every day to get my kids to school.
Okay. So when were you working as head of security and didn't have to get your kids to school?
When we went on tour and other transportation was provided, I was able to go on tour with him.
And when was that?
I don't remember exactly the day the tour was.
I don't need specific dates. Can you tell the jury the
It was
year?
2015.
All right. Can you tell the jury whether it was summer, winter, spring, or fall in 2015?
I don't remember.
Was it after the murder of Donovan Thomas?
The tour was.
All right. Was that the first, second, third, or some other number tour that you went on with Jeffrey Williams?
I think that was the first tour.
Is that the tour you referred to yesterday?
Yes, the rodeo tour.
Yes. And
Yes.
was that the tour that involved Travis Scott?
Yes.
Do you have any idea what month that tour began?
No, I don't.
Did you work from the beginning of that tour until the end of that tour?
No, I think we got sent home for some stupidity.
All right. Did you work at the beginning of that tour?
Yes.
All right. Do you remember where the first show was?
No.
All right. Do you remember generally the month that the first show was?
No.
Are you able to say, however, based on what you just said, that whatever it was after the murder of Donovan Thomas?
Yes.
All right. Are you familiar with a person named Kelvin Treadwell who answers to the name O.G. Bentley?
Yes.
How do you know Kelvin Treadwell?
Around Atlanta.
How long have you known him?
I can't recall how long I've been knowing.
Has it been as long as you've known Defendant Williams?
No,
Has it been longer?
shorter.
All right. Did you know him in 2015?
Yes.
Did you know him in 2014?
I'm not, I think so.
Do you-
think so.
Do you remember how you met?
Shooting the basketball in Cleveland Avenue Park.
All right. To your knowledge, at the time you met OG Bentley, was he YSL?
I don't know what Bentley was claiming.
But at that time that you met him, were you still claiming YSL?
Yes.
All right. To your knowledge, did Bentley ever work for YSL as a road manager or in any other capacity? Your knowledge.
I think so.
When?
It was 2015.
Now, when you say it was 2015, why do you say it the way that you did? Was it certainly no other time than 2015?
I just said it was 2015, Ms. Lowe.
Was it only
Which way I said
2015?
it? Did I ain't said no way, but it was 2015.
Okay. Was it only 2015?
I don't know. I wasn't around Bentley every time that they went on shows and stuff.
Were you around Defendant Williams every time they went on shows as head of security?
No, only when I went.
When did you not go besides when Donovan Thomas got killed?
It's a couple of times, man. I probably been on the tour, but there's a lot of shows that I didn't go to.
All right. How many shows did you go to? Do you remember?
I don't recall. There was so many I don't recall.
During the time that you were working as head of security and touring with Defendant Williams in 2015, to your knowledge, did OG Bentley work for YSL?
Could you repeat your question?
To your knowledge, did OG Bentley work with YSL during the time that you were touring and working as head of security with Defendant Williams in 2015?
I seen working like carrying bags, helping with the clothes, push the luggage in and stuff like that.
Besides carrying bags, working with the clothes, pushing luggage in, did you ever see or do you know whether OG Bentley worked in any other capacity for Defendant Williams during 2015?
I don't recall.
Did you ever interact with OG Bentley while working as head of security with YSL?
Yeah, we talked. We did what we supposed to been doing. Yeah, we talked.
Did he ever do anything that you were aware of besides carrying bags, working with luggage, and pushing around clothes?
I don't really recall.
Did you ever use him as part of the security for YSL?
No.
Okay. So, are you familiar with Chamel drinks?
I don't actually know Chamel drinks.
Are you familiar with the name Chamel drinks?
Yeah, by y'all putting it on the indictment.
Is the time or day you saw the indictment the first time you had ever in life heard of or knew about Chamel drinks?
I had seen it, but I didn't know his name was Chamel Drink.
What did you know him as?
They called him Nut, I guess.
When did you first learn of, and I will call him the other Nut. When did you first learn about that particular person? Chamel Drinks, whom you knew as Nut.
I probably seen him at the park on the basketball court a couple of times with somebody I know.
What part?
And before he answers that, y'all are really bugging. You're really bugging. I'm looking at these likes and I hate to do it. I don't like doing it, but I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna switch to members only until we get to 2K. All I'm looking for is a couple likes. That's it. That's it. Again, it helps you. It helps you. It puts this feed instead of the bad feed. So not the glitchy feed. It puts the good feed where it's supposed to be, right? So we are members only for now. If we get to 2K, I will release that. Let's get back in.
Count the home part.
Did you ever see him at Cleveland Avenue Park?
No,
You said it emphatically. Why did you say it that emphatically and chuckle?
I just said no.
Okay. Would you ever have expected to see him at Cleveland Avenue Park?
I wouldn't expect no one that's not all right with us to be in the same area we in.
By us, you
Well,
mean
not
YSL?
friends with me and Jeffrey Williams to be in the same, and other guys who be on Cleveland Avenue. They're not friends with us to be in the same area we be.
Why?
We're not friends. Everybody have their own neutral friends.
So would Cleveland Avenue Park be a place you described as a place where YSL hung out, but not other people who weren't friends with YSL?
True.
Okay. What all did you do at Cleveland Avenue Park with YSL?
I already answered that question ago.
I'm talking about after 2012.
The same thing. We played basketball. They had days at the park.
What kind of days at the park?
They had Cleveland Avenue Day. Everybody in the city of Atlanta have a day.
Okay. When you say everyone in the city of Atlanta, what do you mean?
Zone 1, West Side, East Side, whatever you want to say, everybody have their own day.
What
they call it.
happened?
It's a reunion.
All right. What happened at the reunion at Cleveland Avenue Park on Cleveland Avenue Day?
You barbecue, you play music.
And who all attended?
A lot of people, I can't tell you.
Did anyone attend that wasn't associated with or affiliated with or considered a friend of YSL?
It's a day, anybody come.
So even people that you considered opposition would show up at Cleveland Avenue Park?
You saying opposition. You got to explain that to me.
All right. Thank you for that. Were there groups that you personally considered opposition to YSL?
What is the opposition to?
When you and I spoke earlier today about the meeting with Lieutenant Lansco, your lawyer, and me outside of Fulton County, did you tell me what you understood opposition to be?
I don't recall that.
As you sit here today, have you ever used or posted about ops?
Yes.
What did you mean when you posted about ops?
I feel like ops is a person I don't hang with.
And what does ops stand for?
I don't know.
Well, why do you use it?
It's a slang word in the street that everybody uses.
Is it short for opposition?
Maybe.
For you personally?
I guess.
So understanding that, were there any particular groups that you considered ops as it related to YSL? People who y'all were not friends with?
I guess, Ms. Love.
Bless you. Say that again.
That's I guess.
Is that what ops stands for? Opposition? I thought it was operatives. What does ops mean? Does anybody have the definition of that? Is it opposition or opponent? The ops? Strange. And yeah, there is something where, we're talking about Nut, but he used a different name. So you guys picked up on that as well. But yeah, guys, interesting. You guys are almost there with the likes. I'll open it back up if you get me to 2.
And who were those people? What groups were they?
I can't name. I can't name who they didn't like YSL because I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know if you like. It looked like to me you don't like them. That's what I'm saying. So I can't answer that question for you.
I'm asking for
But you asked another question.
Who is it that you consider to be ops of YSL starting in 2015?
I don't know.
Did you consider If Gang ops for YSL?
I guess.
Why?
Cause they ain't like certain people that was around us, I guess.
Other than the April 28th, 2015 drive-by, do you know of other conflicts, physical conflicts with IF gang members, between IF gang and YSL members?
What, a fight?
Fights, shootings, stabbings,
I don't
anything?
know. I don't know nothing about no shootings. I know
He doesn't know anything about those shootings. And thank you guys for getting the lights up. I am letting y'all back in. Join us. And thank you guys so much. Really appreciate that. You know, I don't like doing that, but I appreciate y'all getting the lights up.
about a fight.
Any kind of conflict?
A fight.
What fight?
I guess when they jumped on Copeland.
When was that?
I don't know what day that was.
Do you remember what month it was?
No,
Was it before or after Donovan Thomas was murdered?
probably after
Where did it occur?
Club Crucial.
Were you there?
I don't recall if I was there or not, but I heard about it.
All right.
I don't recall if I was there or not.
What do you remember happening around that time?
What you mean? Gotta be more specific.
What is it that, to your knowledge, occurred? You said that that was a conflict with
out
ops
to
in
Woody.
YSL.
I'm going to overrule that.
Could
You
you
may-
repeat it?
You may answer. What is it that you know about that conflict between ops and YSL as it related to Copeland?
I just know Copeland got jumped on.
By whom?
I think it's in under 801.
Your Honor, may I be allowed to ask another question?
All right, she's just going to ask another question. Go ahead.
Did you talk about Copeland getting jumped with other members of YSL?
No, I heard it in the street, Miller.
When you say in the streets, what do you mean?
Like people around Atlanta was talking about it.
What type of people? Like random people in a
Females,
restaurant?
regular people, females, all type of people. Whoever seen it, females and stuff like that in the club.
And did you ever talk about it with Copeland?
I don't remember if Copeland ever mentioned to me, but I think he did.
And in the context of your conversation with Copeland, what information was shared between you?
He said they were trying to take his money. Oh,
Yes.
Assuming facts not in evidence, he has not affirmatively stated that he had a conversation with Mr. Copeland about it. So it's inappropriate to ask what the contents of that conversation was.
Well, he's about to say he said, so
He-
I think it was, but why don't you clarify that, Ms. Love?
What did Copeland tell you happened?
I think they were trying to take his money out of his pocket. I don't know. I wasn't there. I just
Understand
what
that
he
you weren't
said.
there.
He just said they tried to take his money.
And who did Copeland tell you tried to take his money?
He didn't specific say any name to me.
Did he indicate whether it was IF gang or another group?
He actually said, I think he said it was if guy. I'm not for sure.
Did he expect or want you to do anything as a result of that?
No, he never asked me to do anything.
Did he talk about who was with him
No,
when he got jumped?
he never mentioned anyone who was with him that night in the club.
Did he talk about anybody coming to his rescue?
Not that I know of.
Did he mention Bloody J?
No, because I think I'm not sure if he mentioned Bloody J or not.
What did you start to say? I think after he what?
Because he left the club after he got jumped on. So I don't recall him mentioning Bloody J.
Are you aware of what YSL members, if any, were with him at the time that happened?
I don't know who was with him, what was with him.
Did you ever speak with Yak about that night?
No,
Did you ever speak with Lil D Garlington about that night?
no.
Other than when Copeland and Garlington got jumped on, are you aware of any other conflict between YSL and IF gang?
Not to my knowledge.
And as you speak of to your knowledge, are you speaking of things that you personally saw? Are you confining your knowledge to things that you personally saw?
Yes.
All right. Were any other conflicts discussed among YSL members with you?
No.
Are you familiar with or aware of whether, following Donovan Thomas's murder, defendant William's stepfather's house got shot up?
No, I didn't know that.
Are you aware of any YSL members' homes being targeted following Donovan Thomas's murder?
I think January 10th, if I'm not mistaken, Copeland mother-in-law house got shot up, but that's about it.
And how'd you learn about that?
Copeland.
Did anyone else within YSL make you aware that either their home or their family's homes were shot at or targeted following Donovan Thomas's murder?
No.
How often did you hang or associate with Quindarius Zachary?
Me and Quindarius hung a lot.
What do you describe as a lot?
Not every day, but on normal days, like every other day.
Every other day since what year would you say?
I don't remember the year, Miss Love.
Fair enough. Were you hanging together that often in 2015?
Yes.
All right. Did you know who Quindarius Zachary was dating in 2015?
Yes.
All right. Are you aware of whether or not she was ever targeted by any member of IF gang during 2015?
No, I don't know if she was ever targeted by If gang. I wouldn't say that.
Was she ever targeted by anybody?
I don't know.
Did you and Quindarius Zachary ever go out to retaliate against anyone who had shot at or targeted his girlfriend?
No, I never been anywhere with Quindarius to shoot at nobody about no girl.
Glitching.
How many times have you been with Quindarius to shoot at anybody about anything?
The only incident we pleaded guilty to.
And if you would talk about pleas of guilty to you, because we can't talk about anybody else's plea.
Well, you asked me and I told you.
I'm
That's the
asking
only
simply how
incident.
many. Okay.
And as she is buffering and reloading, shout out to Brandon Lesko, your stream sponsor, dropping another $100. What does he say? He says, no, keep them locked out. They ain't hungry to reach down and hit the like. Let's get more people back in and make that hill tougher to climb. I mean, yeah, you guys are, we're almost at 5,000. We're stabilizing our numbers here. But as you're coming in, friendly reminder to hit the button. I have locked y'all out already, and I don't like doing it, so do it for me one more time. And here's a reminder. If you're watching from a phone and when you hit the heart button, that is liking the content, but the actual like button is the thumbs up under the video. So I just wanted to clarify that. Brandon does not want y'all in here. And we're talking about, we have ops in the chat. We have opposition in the chat, the members and non-members. The names must be named. Thank you so much, Brandon. If y'all could do me a huge favor and type Mr. Lesko in the chat, be Lesko. But let's get back in. Let's go.
Is it accurate to say that you cannot and are not able to say that the persons charged in this indictment with the murder of Donovan Thomas guilty are not guilty, didn't do that murder?
I can't say if they guilty or not guilty.
Okay. Now, as reflected in number 14 of your factual acknowledgments, can you tell the jury how it is or why it is that the gas station at 151 Cleveland Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia, is one of the multiple locations where YSL associates sell drugs and do not allow other gangs to operate?
Well, from my understanding, I used to hang up there and play the slot machine.
Mhm.
And I sold a couple of baggies, if that's what you want to call it. Me. I don't know if anyone else sold any baggies. If they did, that was their business.
Did number 14 refer only to you, or did it refer to YSL associates,
multiple.
plural?
They say multiple.
Multiple locations where YSL associates sell drugs
Yes.
and do not allow other gangs to operate?
Yes, I see that.
And is that a thing that you told the jury earlier today
What
was true?
I'm saying it probably was multiple people selling drugs, but
Tell the jury how they kept other gangs from operating at 151 Cleveland Avenue.
I already answered that question. Why would anyone come anywhere and hang with people they're not friends with? I'm not going to hang with anyone that I'm not friends with.
My question is not that. My question is, how did YSL keep other gangs from selling drugs or operating at 151 Cleveland Avenue?
Cause I hung at the gas station, so who will come? I hung at the gas station. Well, me and a couple of people, deceased people, I don't want to speak their name. We hung at the gas stations, and people not friend us not gonna come up to the gas station.
Would you please tell the jury, and I will not belabor it, but would you please tell the jury who those other people were? And I'm sorry for that loss.
I don't want to speak their name.
Would you please tell the jury their last name?
I don't know their real name. I only know Matt would say, I can't think of their name right now. Give me a second.
Was it?
Because I don't want to speak their name in this courtroom because they're not here to defend themselves.
And they're not on trial.
Right, but I don't want to speak nobody's name who ain't here to defend themselves.
Do you understand nothing bad can happen to
I understand that, but I still don't want to speak their name in this case.
All right. Will you answer yes or no if I speak their names? Was one of the persons Christian McMiller?
I don't want to answer that question, Ms. Lee.
Your Honor, would the court please instruct the witness to answer?
You need to answer it, and you need to answer it truthfully.
Yes.
Was one of the persons Darius Ford?
Yes.
Thank you. How often did you hang at 151 Cleveland Avenue in Atlanta with those two persons?
Not that much.
What did you use what kind of or type of baggies or drugs did you sell there?
I probably had a personal pack that I was smoking on. If someone came, I probably sold them some out of my pack, like what I was smoking on. I didn't really sell drugs up there, but I have.
Why did you use 151 Cleveland Avenue?
Because I was there. I have sold drugs right there, so that's why I used.
Is that the only place in Atlanta that you sold drugs?
No, I sold drugs. Look, I've been selling drugs probably all my life, but it don't have nothing to do with YSL. YSL wasn't even thought about when I started selling drugs.
Okay. Did you hide from YSL members that you sold drugs?
What type of question is that?
Did you hide it from YSL that you sold drugs?
I never told them I sold drugs.
That's not the question.
No, I didn't hide it from anybody but the police.
Okay. Is it fair to say it was known among members of YSL that you sold drugs?
What them knowing?
Sustained.
Are you aware of whether members of YSL, are you personally aware of whether other YSL members knew that you sold drugs?
Maybe. Yes, yes.
Is the picture that I showed you yesterday of you and Mr. McMiller that was labeled and admitted as states 426Y, was this taken at 151 Cleveland Avenue?
Yes, I had pulled up there because I seen him. Yes.
Who took the picture?
I don't know. I don't recall who took the picture.
All right. You spoke about guns earlier and always having guns. What kind of guns did you personally carry with you in 2015?
I don't remember a gun that I carried, Miss Love.
I don't mean make and model. I mean just generally the types.
In the video, you see I had an assault rifle. So
How
and
many?
You showed the jury that too.
How
And
many?
this whole courtroom.
How many assault rifles did you have?
I don't know, Miss Love. I don't recall how many I had.
Where did you get your guns?
I paid for them
Where did you get them?
off the streets.
Did you get any from Quindarius Zachary?
Did I get any guns from? Because there was
Did
no.
Quindarius Zachary ever buy guns for you?
No.
Do you know if Quindarius Zachary bought guns for any other member of YSL?
I know he was accused and arrested for it, so
I'm not asking that. I'm just asking if you
no,
have.
I don't know.
On the night that the house was shot up in the Martin Luther King area off of Adele Avenue, what kind of guns did you, Garlington, and Zachary have?
I didn't have a gun.
How many guns were in the car?
I don't recall.
Since you said you always carry guns, why didn't you have a gun?
Because I didn't have a gun that night.
Okay. What was special about that night such that you didn't need a gun?
I believe I left it at home by mistake, just moving too fast that day.
Why were you moving so fast?
We all move too fast sometimes and leave stuff behind.
Were you moving to protect Garlington? Knowing?
Sustained.
Did you have any intention of looking out for Garlington when you left the house?
We was together, but nobody knew anything was going to transpire that night.
Okay. When you went back, did you say, and forgive me if I got it wrong, so you have to correct me, did you say that you left and came back and picked up Garlington?
I left the club.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Did you go home?
No, I didn't make it home.
All right. And when you and Garlington went to pick up Mr. Zachary, did Mr. Zachary live near where you lived at the time?
No.
How far away from where you picked up Mr. Garlington did you have to go to pick up Mr. Zachary?
I don't know the mileage or none of that, Ms. Love. I'm not
asking that.
I
I'm just
don't know.
asking generally.
I don't know.
Was it across town in another city or what?
Breaking news, you guys, and it is unverified. Duggar Daily just posted that there are rumors that rich homie Quan passed away today due to a possible overdose. This is not verified by me. I'm just letting you know what was just tweeted. So just take that with a grain of salt. Let's make sure that's verified. You guys know we like facts over here, not rumors. I hope that's not the case. And obviously that is close to this trial, so it is interesting, but let's continue.
What?
I don't know. It wasn't another city.
Did Mr. Zachary get in your car with a gun?
Yes.
What kind of gun?
I don't recall.
Was it a handgun or an assault rifle or
I
something else?
don't recall, Ms. Love. I don't know if I think it was assault rifle. I don't recall.
Did you ask him what he was going to do with it?
No, I didn't answer.
Did you ask him whether it was loaded?
No.
Why not?
He better not have no gun.
Why you say he better not have a gun that's not loaded?
Man, nobody in the world better have a gun that ain't loaded. What you doing with it? That
Why
don't
do you
make
keep
any
looking
sense.
to your left in
I'm
the
just
direction
laughing
of
at you.
the defendants? Okay.
I'm not afraid.
Looking at anybody
I'm
over
not
there?
afraid of nobody over there. So let's get that straight. I'm just telling you that.
Did you
That's-
hear me
that's
assert
for
that
me.
you were afraid of anybody?
I'm bringing that to your attention. I'm bringing that to your attention.
Sustained.
I ain't slow, Miss Love, no. I'm not intimidated by you or nobody in this courtroom.
As well, you should not be.
Right. No, I can take
What
a
about,
break. Can I take a break? Can I take a 5-minute break?
We've just got started.
Yeah, but,
Let's just get going.
okay.
what about the gas station at 221 Cleveland Avenue referenced in factual acknowledgement number 15? Would you tell the jury who it is among your YSL associates that sells drugs at 221 Cleveland Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia?
That's the same question from, the same, it's gonna be the same answer for number 14.
So the same YSL associates that sold drugs and didn't allow gangs to operate at 151 sold drugs.
Objection, Your Honor. The statement of the testimony. He never said, he never testified that people did not allow others to operate.
Yeah, that's what's in the factual assertion that she's going over right now. Go ahead, Ms. Love. Overruled.
Thank you. And to be clear, is that what you testified to a moment ago, that YSL associates sell drugs and do not allow other gangs to operate at 151 Cleveland Avenue and 221 Cleveland Avenue?
I think I said that no one of our friends will come to the gas station where we at. I think that was my answer.
Did you acknowledge that the entirety of the sentence that is number 14 in the factual acknowledgements was true earlier before lunch?
Yes.
And so does that sentence say the gas station?
It say allowed, but I just know no.
Will you let me finish the question?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Does it say the gas station at 151 Cleveland Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia, is one of multiple locations where YSL associates sell drugs and do not allow other gangs to operate?
If you want to be factual, we wouldn't allow no one who's not our friend around us.
How did you keep people who weren't your friends from being around you?
We didn't keep no one. They just didn't show up.
You just said we wouldn't
We wouldn't
allow.
allow because we'll be uncomfortable.
How
So-
did you keep them from doing it then? How did you not allow them?
I'll just tell you, you're not my friend. Why you want to hang around me? You ain't my friend.
Did that keep people from being around you who weren't YSL?
A lot of people. Because I'm not going to allow you to be around me if you're not my friend. I don't trust you.
Do your words alone keep people from being around you that are not your friends?
My words.
Do you ever use anything else, or any show of force to back up your words?
No, I didn't have to.
Why?
I just didn't have to.
Okay.
People respect people. So like if you respect, like I respect you, what you're doing your job. So if you respect me, you just gonna accept what I say.
Understood. Thank you. Are these people that respected you that you did not allow to operate at 151 Cleveland Avenue and 221 Cleveland Avenue people that you would consider ops to YSL?
I couldn't say that because I don't know no op that try to come up to the gas station.
Well, what other gangs did you keep from operating at 151 Cleveland and 221
I don't-
Cleveland Avenue?
I don't know if they was gangs or not, but if they was gangs, they wouldn't be able to come up there.
Since you said all of the statements in 14 and 15 are true, and you said you did not allow other gangs to operate. What gangs did you all keep from operating at 151 Cleveland and 221 Cleveland Avenue?
I don't know the name of the gang.
How did you know they were gangs?
They probably had a flag on or something like that.
What's a flag?
I guess a do-rag, I don't know.
You guess a do-rag?
Yeah. They used to have their little colors hanging off them. I don't know exactly what it was.
When you say colors hanging off them, please describe so the jury is understanding what you mean. For the jury, not me.
That's what they state, the gang unit state anybody who wear.
Wait a
a
minute.
flag.
Hold it.
I don't know that.
I'm asking you how
don't
you
know.
knew, not the gang unit.
I don't know. I don't know if it was true or they were false. I don't know.
Okay. Regardless of whether they were actual gang members or they were false flagging, how is it that you kept people that you observed?
You asking the same question, Ms. Love, that I already answered. You asking it in a different way. Just move on to your next question. You asking the same question in 3-4 different ways.
She is.
Do you think that
Y'all, I need to take a break. My head
Which-
hurt.
You're probably not the only one, but we're gonna wait a few minutes before we break again.
She making my
Oh,
blood
thanks,
pressure
Judge.
go up for real. I got high blood
Take some
pressure.
deep breaths.
Please.
is if gang one of the gangs that y'all did not allow to operate at 151 Cleveland and 221 Cleveland?
I don't know.
Did you ever see them operating there?
No, I never seen them in that area.
When you say in that area, are you meaning in the Cleveland Avenue area?
Yes, I never seen in the Cleveland Avenue area.
Do you know what area if gang generally occupied?
No.
Do you need me to get you some water?
He's done with you.
I need you to just
Shut up.
come on, let's get this over with. Because you keep asking me the same questions 3-4 times. My answer
I'm
not
trying
going
to
to
get through
change.
it, okay?
Yeah, my answer not going to change.
Okay.
Talk about
I'm
witness
asking
check-in
for my
prosecutor.
Okay. Now, when you were talking earlier about the sentencing acknowledgments that you said you didn't understand on December 28th, 2022, but that you understand today. How did you, when did you gain your understanding of number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the paragraph underneath number 6 that you didn't have on December 28th, 2022?
When I read them myself, I understood them a little better.
And did you review those with your lawyer of 15 years on December 28th, 2022?
I don't remember because at that time I was going to a lot when my mother was sick. So I didn't remember. I don't remember.
Did your lawyer read them to you by any chance?
I don't remember. I don't remember, Ms. Love.
Were you given, did you have to raise your hand and swear that you understood each of those sentencing acknowledgments in section 5 on pages 5 and 7? I'm sorry, 5 and 6.
I most definitely raised my hand because I was desperate to get back to my mama when I took that plea. But I'm answering all my questions, all your questions to the best of my knowledge.
Thank you. So let's talk about getting back to your mother.
I don't want to talk about my mother.
I
neither.
do not,
just
I'm
saying.
not. I'm going to not talk about your mom, okay?
Yeah.
I'm talking about what you just told the jury. Were you
Don't you talk about my mama.
in Rice Street at the time that you went over these acknowledgments with your lawyer?
I consider this courthouse as Rice Street, so yes,
All right.
I was Rice Street property.
Did you ask him questions?
Did I ask who questions?
Your lawyer?
Yeah, I told him a lot of things that you stated on this paper wasn't what I said, so some of the stuff I didn't agree to.
Did you ask him to come back and tell somebody from the state?
He did come back and tell you from my knowledge.
So while you were asking him and telling him that, did you also ask him what the sentencing acknowledgements meant?
No, I didn't ask that question.
Is there any particular reason you didn't?
I just told you, I was just trying to get my sick mother.
Okay. All right. Your Honor, let me ask you, I'm sorry, I needed to ask you, what was the offer made to you in exchange for your plea of guilty? What offer did the state make to you?
To get up there and tell my truth, right? That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you my truth, not what my understanding was. When I took this deal, I would be able to explain you my truth because I don't know whoever even stated this stuff to you.
When you say you don't know who stated this stuff to me, please
Because
explain.
you had to come up with it some type of way for it to be on this paper. It ain't nothing that I said to you. That's my understanding. I didn't say it to you.
Did you swear that those were true?
Yes, I did.
Would you tell the jury whether you and unindicted co-conspirators, along with some indicted co-conspirators, between January 24, 2013 and May 8, 2022, conspired unlawfully to acquire, maintain, directly and indirectly, an interest in and control of United States currency and other personal property through a pattern of racketeering activity, and conspired to conduct, participate in, directly and indirectly, such enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity
You said on what day?
between January 24, 2013 and May 8, 2022.
I don't remember, Ms. Lowe. I don't remember.
Can you tell the jury whether you conspired to associate with others to illegally obtain money and property by participating in the enterprise that is YSL through a pattern of racketeering activity?
This is good news, guys. It sounds like she might be landing the plane, so maybe we get some cross today.
No, I don't recall that.
Can you tell the jury whether in furtherance of your conspiracy, you engaged in activities that included preserving, protecting, and enhancing the reputation, power, and territory of YSL through acts of racketeering activity, including murder, assault, and threats of violence?
You said, did I?
Did you conspire
Oh my God. She's reading the charges to him.
with others
No, not by my knowledge.
to participate in this enterprise
I'm
that is
asking-
YSL?
I'm answering no to that question. I don't
Okay.
understand it.
Did you and other YSL members act in any way to protect or preserve or enhance the reputation and power of YSL by posting messages, images, videos, and songs that demonstrated your allegiance to YSL and your willingness to engage in violence on its behalf? Your Honor, this is a
Also going to object to leading.
To what?
Leading.
I'm going to overrule that one. What are you saying, Miss Love?
that these are things we allege that this witness has stated or agreed to. He has on December 28th, 2022. I'll just leave it at that.
I'm going to say, it presumes guilt, it takes away the presumption of innocence, this love of reading an indictment and asking the witness. If I'm going to say more.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
May I
she's
respond?
asking him if he did.
Exactly, Brian. That's why I think that she's trying to finish and land the plane. She's reading the indictment, guys. I have it. I'm looking at it. Look, it's right here. She is reading the law. She's reading the laws that they violated. And I think what she's attempting to do is really bad style. It's a bad style to finish with your witness like this. Oh, are these the laws that you broke? Did you break number 1? Did you break number 2? How about 3? How about 4? She's gonna go through the whole goddamn list, and it's such a bad style because she's trying to do that with flair. It's just not landing well. Let's see what Brian has to say here in his objection.
Yes, Your Honor, that
You said we.
Yeah.
That's not the question. Did Mr. Sledge and others.
Right.
Well,
appropriate?
you rephrased it that way. So I think you need to stick to the phraseology that you're permitted to ask. Okay.
yes, Your Honor. Did you conspire with other members of YSL to preserve, protect, and enhance the reputation, power, and territory of the enterprise known as YSL by posting messages, images, videos, and songs demonstrating your allegiance to the enterprise and a willingness to engage in violence on its behalf?
All right. That's overruled.
You may answer the question.
Could you repeat it?
Yes. Did you conspire with other members of YSL to preserve, protect, and enhance the reputation, power, and territory of YSL by posting messages, images, videos, and songs demonstrating allegiance to YSL and a willingness to engage in violence on behalf of YSL? Did you do that?
Yes.
All right. At any time, did you remain armed and ready and willing to preserve, protect, and enhance the reputation, power, and territory of YSL through the use of violence?
No, I stay armed for myself. No.
Did you conspire with any other YSL members to do that?
No.
You may.
Did you obtain or did you conspire
BJ, I hope that's a joke and you're not being offensive here.
with others to obtain money, weapons, and other property through acts including robbery, theft, and the unlawful sale and distribution of drugs?
No.
Did you conspire with other members of YSL to obstruct law enforcement investigations and court proceedings through witness intimidation and attacks upon law enforcement officers?
Could you repeat that and make it? Could you say it what I can understand?
Yes.
Because I didn't understand what you were saying.
And you're going to have to tell me which part you're not understanding.
I
Okay?
don't understand the whole question, whatever you say.
Did you and other members of YSL with you, did y'all conspire to obstruct law enforcement investigations and or court proceedings through intimidation and attacks upon law enforcement
Right.
officers.
Miss Love, make sure
Yes, Your Honor.
that you're asking about what he did. And he can, I mean, he
I will be-
understood all of the other ones that you asked him. So
Okay.
it's not the beginning of that question that seems to be confusing him.
I'll break it up.
Why don't you-
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
okay, sustained.
All right. Did you and other members of YSL, did you ever,
That's the issue. That's
the
one of the
issue.
issues.
We at
Okay.
YSL, thank you.
did you conspire with anyone within YSL?
No,
All right. Did you ever, through witness intimidation, make any efforts to obstruct law enforcement investigations and court proceedings?
no.
I'm going to show you what we have marked as State's Exhibit 435 Yankee. With the court's permission, may I first show and make certain that the defense sees what I'm showing the witness, and
Yeah.
then approach the witness.
You may.
Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like she is trying to enter something into evidence right now. And don't worry about BJ, guys. He gone. He ain't coming back.
I've just shown to counsel for the defense as State's Exhibit 435 Yankee. I'm not going to play the sound, but I am going to play the video for you. Short video.
Why you just say it was the video, man? They're not gonna answer this.
Because I have to do foundation.
Right. Okay.
All right. Do you recognize yourself in State's Exhibit
Yeah, me.
435 Yankee? which is
Yes.
the video?
Yes, me.
Is that a fair and accurate copy or
Yes.
depiction of it?
Thank you for refreshing my memory. Thank you.
You're welcome. Your Honor, the state tender states 435 Yankee is that.
It's admitted.
Thank you, Judge. Permission to publish.
You may.
Thank you.
You lie to your kids, you lie to your mama, but you get in the courtroom and in the investigation room and tell them punk ass people the God honest motherfucking truth. Pussy ass.
Well, Mounk Tounk,
Mr. Sledge.
what do we do about that?
Recall when you made that video.
No, I don't know the date.
Did you put that video on your own social media account?
Yes.
Do you recall when you put it on your social media account?
No, I don't recall when I put it on.
Are you able?
Guys, an update on the rich homie Quan thing. Members that are of his family and are close to him have been posting images saying that they're devastated. I'm keeping an eye on national media sources to report that is confirmed. But again, I think we need to be careful when it comes to allegations of people and their passing without having proper knowledge of that. But it's looking like it is getting close to being confirmed. And again, you guys know that rich homie Quan is close to this case because Woody admitted just last week to shooting up his father's barbershop. So we certainly hope that this is still a rumor at this point, but it's coming closer to a confirmation. I just myself as a being responsible with giving you guys information. I like facts. Okay, so it is just an update, but at this time, until I see it confirmed on national media, I will call it confirmed. But right now, it's looking like people close to his family are starting to make posts and things, and it's been going on for the last few hours. Okay, so that's your update. Shout out to Brandon Lesko, your stream sponsor, who is giving you a reminder that we're hitting around that 50% threshold. I'm not gonna lock you out, but it is coming close. But just a quick update on that. Thank you so much, Brandon. Really appreciate the reminder. I appreciate all the support. He is your stream sponsor today. He's sponsoring this stream, and what a day it's been. But let's go back into Love's Debauchery.
We're gonna put it up for you and ask you if you can read. We're gonna put up a still shot and see if you're able to read the date at the bottom of the still shot.
You gonna put it right here?
Yes, sir, up
Okay.
here. Up. Can you see it in both places?
I don't see a date. At least you can blow it up.
She's gonna blow it up for you. Are you able to see the date at the bottom of that post?
Yes.
Would you please start with the time and read the time and date?
4:22 p.m. 7/19/2015.
4:22 p.m. 7/19.
2015.
Thank you. Now, what caption did you put with that?
I just said pussy ass nigga for real.
Why did you put that particular caption with that video about getting in a courtroom and telling the God's honest truth?
I don't know, Miss Love. I was just doing something at the time. It was just an Instagram post. And it's a saying that everybody says, so I just posted it.
Which part is a saying that everybody says?
You lie to your kid, lie to your mom. I just put pussy ass niggas on the post. I don't know the meaning of why I put it on there.
Does
I
everybody?
did put it on there.
Okay. Does everybody say only you lie to your kids and you lie to your mama?
It's a saying. I don't hear it a couple of times.
Is that all of the saying that everybody says? You lie to your kids, you lie to your mama?
Yes, a lot of people.
So the rest of it and get in the courtroom and tell the God's honest truth. Does everybody say that part?
All that go with it. That's the whole point of the saying. All that go with it.
Why did you choose this particular saying to make a whole video about and post it on your Instagram in July of 2015?
I don't know, Ms. Love. I'm being honest with you. I don't know.
And is that, when you did that, does that refresh your memory about the video that you saw earlier where you said it sounded like your voice was saying snitching bitches?
Yeah, I told you I didn't see me in the video, but it sounded just like me. I said that.
Okay.
I said that to you earlier.
Okay, you did. Do you recognize where you are in this video?
No, I don't know where I'm at in this video.
Okay. I'm going to show you now what has already been admitted. 427 Yankee. And while we're getting that pulled up, are you, did you know that any members of YSL did you know whether or not any members of YSL did any interviews with police around July 15th, 2015?
No, I didn't know that.
Were
you said 2015?
Yes, sir.
What day? Could you give me a specific day?
Around July 15th.
No, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
What interviews in 2015 are you aware, and how are you aware of YSL?
Only person I know that went.
Actually, before you answer that, let's just wait. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
pause.
'cause I don't
We're gonna
know.
go ahead and play 427 Yankee.
I just asked her who she was dead. Motherfucker, yeah. I just asked her who she was dead, bitch. She don't even know who dead. She like, you crying.
Did you see yourself in that video?
Yes.
You're smiling. Do you remember when that video was taken?
No, ma'am.
Was it around 2015?
Probably.
Do you know where it was taken?
I think we in a house somewhere, something like that.
Whose house?
I don't really know who house it is. I just know the people I see in the video. I don't know actually who house we was at.
Tell the jury, please, who all you recognize in the video. And you don't have to point them out. Just tell the jury who all you recognize.
I recognize me, Mr. Williams, Stillwells. I want to say Kendrick and Honor, but I think that was Zachary and Garner, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you see Mr. Copeland in there?
Could you play it back and let me see?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I just asked her who she was dead. Motherfucker, yeah. I just asked her. Yeah, I see Mr. Copeland.
Is he the gentleman with the red hat?
Yes.
Did you see Mr. Stillwell do anything with his hand?
I don't know exactly what he did. His hand, he pointed. Whatever he did, I couldn't see what he did with his hand.
If we play it and freeze it, would you be able to see?
Maybe.
Okay, let's try that.
That ain't Mr. Stillwell.
Who is that?
The Mickey and Gunner look like he throwed up the 3.
He's throwing up a 3?
Yeah, that's the 3 like that. He did like this. That's what it is.
Have you ever seen that sign thrown up to represent a B, a small b, as in Bloods?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how do you distinguish when it's a 3 and when it's a B?
You can't distinguish because it's throwed up the same way. I don't seen people throw it up both ways.
All right.
So you can't distinguish.
Did Mr. Garlington say anything to you to make you believe that that was 3 versus the B?
No, I just see 3 fingers like this.
Okay.
So
Do you currently work?
for me,
Yes, sir.
I have my own business.
Okay. And at the time that this video was made, were you working at that same business?
No.
Were you working anywhere at the time this video was made?
What the date is, the 19th or something like. I don't know the date of the video. Could I see the date of the video?
In 2015, were you working at all anywhere during the year 2015?
I told you at one point in time, I started working here at security with Mr. Jeffrey Williams in 2015.
And did you see yourself with money in the video?
Yes,
And was that your money?
probably was. I ain't finna be holding on nobody no money.
Okay. And
Got a question.
how did you make the money that you had in that video?
I don't know how I made it that time. At that time. I don't even.
Do you remember what you got paid as head of security?
No, I don't. It's based on how long it went, so I don't actually know the pay until like till we done with the tour.
Okay.
Or how many days I ever worked, then I know.
Were you paid by the hour or salary or what?
I was paid salary.
All right. Do you remember your salary?
No, I don't actually remember the exact salary.
The Demikion that you identified in the video, is that another person that you call Lil D?
Yes.
Okay. And was his Instagram name Scarface with an X replacing the C?
I think that was his Instagram.
Okay. Did you hear someone yelling "Black, Black" in the background of that video?
No.
Okay. Have you heard the term blatt, B-L-A-T-T, used?
Yeah,
Where have you heard that term used?
I heard a lot of people use it.
Have you heard YSL members use it?
I used it.
When you use it, what do you use it to mean?
I didn't really never know what it mean, but I used it. Though.
How did you use it when you used it?
I just said black.
And to what would you be using the word blatt? To respond to or to identify?
Could you repeat that?
Could you use blatt in a sentence the way you used the word blatt when you did use it? Could you use a sentence, put in a sentence for the jury?
I don't think I never used it in a sentence, Ms. I might just say black.
Okay. And would that be in response to something that scared you or
Huh?
meeting someone?
No.
In what occasions would you use the word black?
I don't know what occasion, but I used it.
Did you use it in the same way you use slat?
Did I use it in the
Black,
same?
the same
Did
as
you use
black.
it in the same way that you use the word slat?
You trying to confuse me like that? You gotta
No, I
tell me.
promise you I'm not.
I'm
You
confused.
gotta tell me like, cause you saying that I use black in the same term that I use slack.
No, in the same way.
Wait, like yeah, when I see somebody who, yeah, I show love, yeah,
Okay, so is blatt a way that you show love?
yeah.
Does blatt stand for you for blood love all the time?
From my understanding, I never knew that what it stand for, but
Okay. So, okay. When did you start using blatt to show love?
mm, probably like 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Did you hear other people who are YSL use blatt to show love?
I think so.
Who did you hear?
I think I seen in a video that me and Zachary was in, he used it.
Is Zachary the only person that you heard use it?
I don't recall if you had anything you could refresh my memory with, then I could tell you.
All right, thank you. Do you remember the night of January 10th, 2015?
Yes.
Why do you remember that night?
I remember that night because I was falsely accused of a crime not by the state, by the streets.
Okay, before we get into that, because that's actually going to be an important line of questioning, I just want to grab this super chat real quick. You guys know that I usually read a majority of them during the breaks or towards the end of the stream. But again, I really want to acknowledge Edgar. And before I do, again, we are getting close to a confirmation. I am waiting for national news to report on this, because you guys know that they are legally obligated to do fact checking before they put anything out. That's just the way I operate. But it is alleged that rich homie Quan has passed away. It's definitely surprising for a lot of people, because I'm looking at Google News right now, and he literally just made a comment about this trial like less than 48 hours ago. So again, I'm holding off until we have national news confirmation. But I know Edgar is kind of close to this work. Edgar is a huge pillar in our community, and some of the work that he does is really centered on rehabilitation for people that can get, hooked on or addicted to certain drugs. So this is Edgar's real house. That's why I wanted to stop real quick and look at this super chat. Edgar says, half the pills nowadays are not real. They are made with fentanyl, and that's why I do what I do. A lot of people buy these pills thinking they're buying prescriptions and not knowing that it's fentanyl. It's fentanyl. If your next one will be your last one, reach out to me or someone else for help. And you guys know that we constantly promote the work that Edgar's doing. Edgar has changed his life. He had spent over 20 years incarcerated and has, come out, and he's helping people in the LA area, but they help people nationally. Last time Lead and I talked to him, I think it was on Tuesday, he was in, Pennsylvania doing this type of work. So if it is the case, Edgar is that person, or if you know someone in your life that's struggling, Edgar and his team do amazing work. So Edgar, I have your link saved. I might actually pin that to the chat in a few minutes. But thank you so much for the super chat. I certainly hope that this is not true, because it is surprising to many. But this is Edgar's arena. So Edgar, thank you so much. Generous super chat. And if you guys could do me a huge favor, please type Edgar into the chat. He's doing great work. And I so appreciate you, Edgar, and all that you're doing. And how weird is that we've been covering this trial, which Rich Homie Quan's names comes up, and it just so happens like you do this type of work. So very, very strange. Universe is like scary sometimes. But thank you, Edgar, and thank you guys for spamming Edgar in the chat.
Do you remember the day earlier in the day before you learned you were being falsely accused?
Did I know earlier that?
No, sir. Do you remember what you were doing earlier in the day?
I think me and my girl, I think we was at a gambling house, if I'm not mistaken.
You remember which gambling house?
No, I don't remember which one, but I think I gambled all that day until nightfall.
Okay. And just generally around what time? From like 6 in the morning till, I don't know, midnight?
I don't recall the time.
Fair enough. At what point or at any point did you leave the gambling house with your girl?
I think I left before the football game started.
What football game are you talking about?
I don't recall who was playing, but I know the New England Patriots were playing, because that's who I betted my money with.
Okay, you're a Patriots fan.
Yes.
Okay.
Not a Patriot, Tom Brady.
Just Tom Brady, nobody
Right.
else.
Shout out to Tommy.
Okay.
We had a good run when Tom was with us.
So did you make any efforts to go somewhere to watch the Patriots game?
I went home and watched.
Was it a playoff game or just a
I think it was a playoff game, AFC or something. I don't remember.
Do you remember who won?
The Patriots.
Okay. So you made good money that night.
I ain't make it that night. I received it probably 2 days after.
Okay.
Not that night.
Did you take any pictures of yourself watching the Patriots game?
I want to say I took a picture of the TV and me and my son, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Did you post that picture anywhere on a social media site of yours?
Yes.
Do you remember which social media site?
I only think I had Instagram at the time, so.
I'm showing you what has already been admitted as states 423Y. Is that the photo that you posted on January 10th, 2015 of you and your son watching the Patriots?
Yes.
Is the time and date on the bottom the time and date you remember making that posting?
Yes.
All right. Would you tell the jury that time and date?
The time is 7:52 p.m., 1/10/2015.
Can we publish that to the jury, please? 423 Yankee. There's no problem. Up here. Correction, Your Honor. This is going to be 433 Yankee, and the state tenders 433 Yankee as evidence.
Objection or no objection? No objection. All right. It is admitted apparently without objection from anyone.
Thank you, Your Honor. Showing you 433 in just a moment. Could you zoom out to show the picture?
Well,
Is that the posting that is now on the screen that
Yes,
has been admitted as 433 that you made on January 10th,
yes,
2015?
yes.
And what was the caption that you put up under there?
Watching the game. Let's go, Patriots.
It's going to sound like a silly question, but would you answer it for me anyway? Why did you put this posting up on your Instagram page?
Because at that time, that's when I was watching the game. I do it now. I post when I'm watching the game now.
Okay.
There was no reason to it.
Did you watch until the end of the game? Were you able to catch all of the game?
Yeah, I watched the complete whole game.
Do you know about what time the game ended?
I want to say around 10 something or something like that.
Okay.
I watched the whole entire game.
All right. And you have read the time and date of the post already.
Yeah.
So do you remember what happened after you finished watching the game? Did anything of significance happen?
I received the DM around 10 something, and it came across the 10 o'clock news.
Okay. Now, when you say you received the DM, what DM are you talking about?
About me and Kenny Copeland is supposed to kill Donovan Thomas.
All
But at that time, I didn't know.
That you didn't know he had been shot?
No.
Okay. What did you do when that DM came across your page?
When I got my son and his mother out the house.
Where did you, first of all, what were you driving? Did you have your own car?
Yes, I don't remember what kind of car I was in though.
And when you got your son and your son's mother out of the house, where did you take them?
I want to say, I don't really recall what all I did first, Miss Love, but I got him out the house. I know I got him out the house because we all got in the car together. So I don't recall what I did before I got where I was going. I don't recall.
All right, that's fair. So when you say before you got where you were going, you don't remember, but where is it that you ultimately went?
I went down Mr. Williams' house.
Did you have family, immediate family anywhere in the city?
What I say? Probably not close enough to Mr. Jeffrey house. Probably was closer to any other one else's house.
Where were you living on January 10th, 2015? Generally speaking, I want the address.
Boulevard.
Boulevard?
Yes.
Okay. And where was your mom living in the city at that time?
I don't remember what address, but the only thing I can tell you is I know the downtown area was closer than Boulevard than anywhere I would have went.
Okay. And so where was it downtown that you went to get to Mr. Williams' home? Where was he living?
I think it was 10th Street, if I'm not mistaken. I don't actually know the street. I just know how to get there.
Was it an apartment, a condominium, a high rise, a single family home, or what?
It was a condo, I think. I don't know, a loft, whatever you call it.
Do you remember the name of it?
No.
Do you remember the name Sky House at all?
I don't recall the name of it, Ms.
Okay.
Love.
Understanding you don't remember what you did before you went to Mr. Williams' house, do you remember around what time you got there?
I know I got to his house probably like 10 something, if I'm not mistaken.
How long of a drive would it have been from your house to his house?
Probably no longer than 8 to 10 minutes.
Mounk Tounk is getting run down, and just a brief update, guys. It looks like hopefully she's gonna be done soon. It sounded like she was landing the plane, but hopefully we get to see Brian today. As far as keeping my eye on the news, we have an update from allhiphop.com, but they are like me. We want to wait for national hardcore concrete evidence sometimes with these things. And I remember the day Kevin passed, me and Lead were live You know, that was tough because we both knew him and that was also sudden. But sometimes families want to wait before they speak to media about these things. So just know it's developing. So I'm keeping an eye on it for y'all. All right, but let's go back in.
Okay. When you left out the house with your child and child's mother, did you carry a gun with you?
Yes, I think I did have a gun with me.
What kind of gun?
I don't recall, but I know I had a gun.
When you went to Defendant Williams' home, somewhere near 10th Street, did you take your child with you?
I'm not for sure. It was so much going on, and I'm not for sure. To be honest with you, I'm not for sure, but I know me, my son, and his mother end up at Jeffrey House.
Did you take your son's mother with you when you went to Defendant Williams' house?
I gotta remember, Miss Love. I don't really remember exactly how I went. Only thing I remember, I end up at Jeffrey condo or lost that night.
Is it accurate, though, that you left out of your home with your child and your child's mother?
Yes.
Did you not go straight to Mr. Williams' house?
I don't recall. I can't. That's what I'm telling you. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
And if it was that you did not take them there immediately, where is it that you would have dropped them off at?
I don't. No, I don't remember. I don't remember if I dropped them off anywhere. I don't remember.
Okay. Would you have had any reason to drop them off before going to Defendant Williams' house?
No, because I wanted to keep them with me to protect them.
Okay. But you can't remember whether you actually did. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. Did you call anyone before you went to Defendant Williams' house?
I don't recall calling anyone before I went to Mr. Williams' house.
It's fair to say you did know other people in the city besides Mr. Williams. Is that accurate?
Right. Yeah, right. But I didn't call anyone.
Okay. So why did you go straight to Defendant Williams' home upon learning that Donovan Thomas had been murdered with your baby and your child's mom ended up there as well, right?
I don't really remember. I just know that I ended up at Jeffrey House like this. I'm trying to think, but I don't really remember.
Take your time.
But I know I ended up at Jeffrey House that night.
Why did you end up at his house that night?
Like I was said to you before, I just went to the closest place with someone I can trust.
Did your house on Boulevard, was it situated anywhere near where Donovan Thomas had been shot?
I don't know how far it is. I can't tell you that. But it's.
Do you know whether the place he was shot was closer to Mr. Williams' house or your house on Boulevard?
I didn't know where he got shot at first. I just seen it, the scene come across. I didn't even know it was Donovan Thomas until I received that DM.
Okay. So why did you leave your own house? That's the better question.
Because I was accused and I knew that everybody knew where I stayed at on Boulevard.
Okay. When you got to defendant Williams' house, approximately what time was it that you got there?
I don't remember the time, Ms. Love. I promise you I don't remember the time.
Would you explain to the jury the atmosphere or, you know, what the mood was like when you got to defendant Williams' house?
They were watching a laptop trying to put a video together. I won't think, what is the song called? Your Venture?
Who is they?
The person who do the videos for him and him, they were sitting around. It wasn't no commotion or like nothing was going on at that time.
Who all was there at the house?
I don't recall who all was there.
Do you recall any people who were there?
I know Mr. Jeffrey Williams was there.
All right. Who else that you recall?
I don't recall anyone else in this courtroom that was there when I got there.
All right. Once you got there, tell the jury what you did, if you can recall.
I brought it to my brother's attention what they were saying,
What brother?
Mr. Williams.
All right. And then what happened?
We all sat around for a minute and then I don't know what happened. We had to get up and go because I knew he had a time frame that he had to be somewhere to make it to Miami.
When you say we all sat around for a minute, do you remember who the we
person
all
who-
is?
The person who was shooting the video and me and Jeffrey Williams.
To the best of your memory, were y'all the only 3 people in the condo?
To my best ability, I don't remember the other people without. I didn't know their name, but no one else that I can recall in this courtroom was there when I got there.
You're talking about in this courtroom, and I respect that, but I'm talking about anybody. Do
I
you
don't.
remember anybody
I just
else?
told you I didn't know the name of the people who was there. I didn't know everybody from the label or everybody that hung around Mr. Jeffrey because they were Mr. Jeffrey friend.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to get to know them.
Okay.
Mr. Jeffrey is my brother.
Okay. Do you remember about how many people? Was it crowded? A few people?
It wasn't too many people when I got there.
Less than 10 people?
It was way less than 10 people.
Uh,
I can't give you an exact number. So could we move on, Ms. Love? I can't give you an exact number.
we can move on. At what point then, since your child and child's mother were not 2 of the people you remember being there, if you didn't take them, do you know how they got to Mr. Williams' house?
They got there with me. You said other people who was there already. I didn't know you was talking about the people I took with me.
Okay.
I wouldn't count them because they came with me. You said who was there when I got there. My child and my mother wasn't there when they got there.
Okay.
Come on, stop trying to act like.
So, Mr.
Good.
Sledge,
Come on, you guys discourse before I take it. If I could get me a break. Come on, man.
We can take a short break. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you fast.
Yeah, he's getting frustrated with her. Luckily, do we have enough TiVo time? We do not. Okay, so what we will do is do our normal super chat break. And yes, I'm still watching Google News, guys. They're slowly coming out as of a few minutes ago. I have small Atlanta places confirming. But I'm not seeing major news yet. Hot New Hip Hop, as of 4 minutes ago, has posted on it. All Hip Hop again is mentioning it, but again, I just want to be absolutely sure. But we will see, because everyone's kind of like me, and they're saying that in their articles. They're just like, hey, this is a developing story. We're working on it. We will let you know. Okay, let us pick up on some super chats while we have a break here. And let me just make sure that this is muted. So as soon as they come back in the courtroom, we will jump on in. Shout out to Drew Beats. I think we caught that. Thoughts on YSL's Mondo. We caught that one. Shout out to Speaking from the Purple Couch. Shout out to Becky with the good hair, who has joined the member program. Welcome, Becky. You're going to love it here. Shout out to Caballo Escoro with the super chat, $20 super chat. No comment, no question. pure love of the game. He became a new member right after that, and he gave me the reminder to lock y'all out if you didn't get the likes right, and you ended up doing it. So thank you so much, guys, for hitting the like button, and thank you, Kabbalah, for becoming a member. Look at how dope our community is. Miss Crow T. Shetty gifted 5 memberships during the lockout, so she got y'all back in. Shout out to Audrey with the $4.99. She says, AV, something's going on. It appears your live ended and restarted. I had to refresh as well. Yeah, this morning we had some technical difficulties between StreamYard and YouTube. So we needed to restart the stream. Everything is stabilized right now. So if you missed the morning session, a lot of y'all didn't get the notification because it showed like the live didn't start, but it was live. It was so weird. Anyway, we did the morning session this morning. So if you missed that, you can check it out on replay for the replay squad. Shout out to Roro with the $1.99. She says, Hilton pregnant, baby gonna look like Woody.
Oh, no, that was just, they needed, yeah, that was just a lunch. Just, yeah.
Okay, looks like we might be back.
Not today. It's gonna, I don't know exactly what time. It maybe is, we may break as early as like an hour from now. I am waiting to hear something. We ready?
Oh, wow. We might be ending court early.
Yep.
That's good. All right, we're waiting for the jury to come back in. Along with Mounk Tounk as well. Thank you again, Brandon, for all the love today. That's TLGC. He said, this simpleton talked way too much. He's given her ammunition to use against him. Totally is. High Value Man, thank you so much. Drop $20, another one of your stream sponsors. He says, yes, AV, it equals opposition. I just swiped your black card. It will show on your next invoice. Thank you, HVM. Super sweet. Boss Man Bambino. He comes in, he says, you got to be most specific. New merch. Actually, I might poll y'all today for some merch ideas. I was thinking more Pacific. That would be funny. Shout out to Counselor at Large. He says, why y'all acting like this isn't the state's witness? He has a deal. He's supposed to talk. He's not Thug's witness. Good observation. Shout out to Easy Money Hicks with the 10. He says, Woody right now is pissed off that they're still talking about this fight. Thanks, AV, for all the content you create. Thank you so much, Hicks. I appreciate you, brother. Welcome, Lacey. Welcome, welcome to the squad. Shout out to Natalia. Natalia. She says, make it make sense. Right, sis? KV 199 says he cannot say,
Thank you.
I don't recall because of his plea.
Go ahead, Ms. Love.
I'll pick it up here in a minute, KV. Your next break.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon again, Mr. Sledge. Mr. Sledge, before we last broke, you were explaining that you had taken your child and your child's mother to Defendant Williams' condo, and you weren't certain whether they went with you initially or whether you had gone and picked them up and brought them back. Did I get that right?
I didn't say that.
Okay, please correct me where I'm wrong, because
I told you,
right.
all I remember is all three of us end up at Mr. Williams' condo or loft, whatever it was.
Okay.
So that was my answer.
So when you first got there, are you able to say whether they were with you when you first arrived at the condo?
I told you I didn't remember exactly. I think they was with me, love. I don't recall.
All right. And if they were not with you, would you have left them and gone back to pick them up at your house?
Yeah, I would have if they wouldn't have been with me at the time.
Is there any reason you would have left them at the house and gone to Defendant Williams' condo and then gone back and picked them up?
I don't remember.
And there's no reason right now you can think of that that would have happened.
No.
All right. Once you talked about the DM that you received with the people who were present at the house, where were your child and child's mother? Were they in that same room in conversation with you when y'all were discussing that?
No, I don't. I think they went in the other room. I don't remember what happened, but I knew they wasn't in the same section.
Did you talk with that DM? Did you talk about that DM to your child's mother? Did you let her know what was going on?
She knew the DM that came because I said it. When it came through, I said it out loud, but she never seen it.
Okay. Who all took part of the conversation where you were talking about the DM? Do you recall that?
No, I don't recall. Well, no, I think it was just. I think I pulled Jeffrey to the side and just was talking to Jeffrey because the other people I don't really know was in the house. So I think I pulled Jeffrey to the side and was talking to him about it, like, bro, why they saying this? And
He was like, what?
he was like, I don't know nothing about that, but you telling me what they said.
All right. What else did he say to you after you told him?
I think if I'm not mistaken, he sat back down and started going over the video that he was trying to finish up for the song Javinci, if I'm not mistaken, get as far as he could with the video. I'm not for sure.
How long did you stay there that night?
I don't recall how long we stayed there.
How long did Defendant Williams stay at the computer working on Javinci after you told him about that DM?
I don't recall how long it took him.
Do you remember whether at the time you knew if Mr. Thomas had died?
No, I don't know exactly as we knew. Yeah, I knew because they DM me and said that. They said the fake page DM and said that.
All right.
I don't know if it was true, but that's what they said in the DM.
Okay. Did you reach out to anyone else other than Defendant Williams about that DM that you got?
I don't recall reaching out to anyone else.
Did anyone else come to Defendant Williams' condo while you were there?
I can't say on 10th Street. I don't recall. I don't remember did anyone show up on 10th Street.
When you say on 10th Street, did Defendant Williams have any other residents that you went to that night?
I think so.
Where was that other resident?
I don't know exactly where it was.
Generally speaking, please.
I don't generally know where it was. I just know that we left there and went somewhere else. I don't know exactly what area we went to.
Is it a place you had never been to before?
I don't remember, Miss Love. I don't remember. Honestly, true, I don't remember.
Okay.
If I have been there before or that was the first time, I don't remember.
Was it a house, a condo, an apartment, or something
I
else?
think it was something like a condo or loft. I'm not.
Do you recall how far it was from the 10th Street condo?
I don't recall how far it was neither.
Do you recall who all went with you when you went to Defendant Williams' second residence?
I think it was me, my son, mother, and the video man, if I'm not mistaken.
The video man, do you remember his name?
I think his name was like I don't know. I think it's BLB or something like that.
BLB?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I think it's something like that.
Was his last name Bean, Deshaun Bean?
I don't know his government name.
Okay. Besides you, Defendant Williams, your child's mother, and BLB, did anybody else go with y'all to Defendant Williams' other house?
Go with us? No.
Accompany you, follow you, meet you there? Any of
Mm,
those things?
I can't recall because I actually can't recall who showed up and who was there. I don't recall that.
Do I remember correctly that you said you did not go to Miami because you wanted to stay in town to protect your family?
Right.
Why then did you go to Defendant Williams' house around 10th Street and then to his other house somewhere else? What were you doing?
If I am mistaken, Mr. William went and got jewelry or something out the other house. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say I borrowed like $300 for him to get me a hotel room for a couple of days because I didn't have any cash I can get to that night.
Okay. Was anybody at the second residence of Defendant Williams when you, your family, Defendant Williams and BLB got there?
If they didn't come upstairs, not from my understanding.
Okay. What floor did Defendant Williams live on? Do you remember?
No, it was very high. I don't remember exactly what floor it was.
Did you have to go through like a gate, like a bellman or something, or ring in a code?
An objection just happened, and while we have this objection and they deliberate over it, because it really isn't relevant, court is scheduled to end early today. If this is confirmed, obviously, and I see a few of you guys that are not really familiar with the affiliation with Rich Homie Quan. Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan used to be a part of a group, right? And they came up together. These fellows have known each other for a really long time. So if that is the case, I believe the judge is going to dismiss court early today. So we might have just about 40 minutes of testimony left. But again, I've got my eye on Google News for national media confirmation. Do not have it yet. The source has reported on it, but the source used the word reportedly. Okay, so we're still fact checking here. Want to be responsible with that, but let's go back in.
It will be made clear in a moment. I'm asking that one question. Did you have to go through a bellman or type in a code to get in that second
I
residence?
think all the condos in Atlanta have a gate that you got to come through for protection, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. So is it fair that you had to do that with both of Mr. Williams' condos?
I guess.
Who else came while you all were there, if anybody came to that second residence?
Once Mr. Williams let me borrow the $300, I left Mr. Williams and went on about my way.
Okay. Where was on about your way? Where'd you go?
Well, if I am mistaken, I remember now. That get what I think Mr. Copeland was there, and Mr. Williams instructed me to take. Copeland kept complaining about something. Mr. Williams directed me to take him because he said, "Take him, y'all go down there, y'all. We ain't did that wrong." So I took Copeland to the homicide place, but I kept going.
Who was it that said that, what you just said?
Mr. Williams told us, he said, "We ain't did nothing, so take Copeland." I think the police kept calling Copeland phone or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Who else besides Mr. Copeland were the police calling?
I don't know. No,
Bless you.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Are you able to tell the jury who it is that Mr. Williams was referring to when he said, we ain't did nothing wrong.
I guess me, him, all of us was there. So he was saying, we were telling him that me and Copeland was the accused. So he said, take him down now. We ain't did nothing wrong.
When you first got to Defendant Williams' condo on 10th Street or around there and told him you were being accused, did he give you that advice?
When we got to 10th Street,
Yes, sir.
no, he gave that advice when I told him I didn't know was Kenny Copeland going out of town or not, but he gave that advice, I guess, when Kenny Copeland wasn't going out of town neither.
Okay, putting aside Mr. Copeland, just talking about you and Defendant Williams, at any time did he advise you, once you told him they're accusing me of murder, to go to the police station?
I wouldn't have went anyway because I always was
Not that question. I just need you to answer the
said
question.
he's-
Hold up, please. At any time before you got in contact with Mr. Copeland, but after you told Defendant Williams you were being accused of murder, did he advise you to go to the police station?
He advised both of us to go to the police station.
Before Mr. Copeland came in the picture, did he
Not on
advise
10th Street, he did not advise me to go to the police station.
What did he advise you to do, if anything?
He really didn't say too much on 10th Street.
Oh, okay. He just went back to go get some jewelry from the other place?
That was, when we got there, that's where he was getting his jewelry, because I guess he was gonna do the show in the jewelry, from my understanding.
How did you said Mr. Copeland was already at the other place when you
No,
got
I
there?
never said Mr. Copeland was already at the place, but I know he ended up at the place. He wasn't already at the place.
How long after you all got there did Mr. Copeland
I
arrive?
don't know the time. I'm not good with time and stuff. I don't
Do you know how he got there?
No, I don't know how he got there.
Did anybody else get there around that same time?
I didn't see anyone else, Ms. Love, so I can't speak on that. I didn't see anyone else.
Did you see Quindarius Zachary there?
I don't remember if Quindare was there or not. From my understanding, I don't remember was he there or not.
How long did you stay there?
Not long.
What does that mean?
I don't know the estimate time.
Did you leave before midnight?
I don't remember the time, Ms. Love.
Who all was there at the time you left?
You keep asking me the same question that I
Mr.
already
Sledge?
answered. I answered that question for you already.
I need you to answer for the jury.
I said I don't know.
You don't know who was there when you left?
I told you, me and Copeland left together, and my son mother.
Okay, thank you, but that's not the question that I asked. I am asking you who all was at the second residence of Defendant Williams when you left that second residence?
I didn't see anyone. I just told you that.
Was Defendant Williams still there when you left?
Yes.
How did Defendant Williams tell you, besides we haven't done anything wrong, how did he tell you to take Copeland to the police? What did he say?
I think Copeland stated that the police wanted him to come down.
Mm-hmm. Did Copeland tell you anything about his girlfriend's father's house getting shot up?
The father, I thought it was the mother.
Okay.
In-law.
Was it
I
a
told you
family
that.
member
I
of
already
Mr. Copeland?
told you that in the answer.
Okay. So I'm asking you now, during that time, was it during that time that you learned that a family member of Mr. Copeland or his girlfriend had gotten their house shot up?
I don't remember what time it was, ago.
Do you remember talking about that with Mr. Copeland and Defendant Williams before you went to the police station?
Not right off the top, I don't know. I can't answer. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think Copeland did mention it.
At the time, did you have a cell phone?
Who, me?
Yes, sir, you.
You know I have a cell phone.
Please.
Well, the jury doesn't, so
Yes,
I
have
need
a-
you to answer
I
for
have a
them.
phone.
All right. Would you please tell the jury what your cell phone number was?
I don't remember.
If I showed you an Instagram post containing a phone number that may or may not be yours, would it refresh your memory?
You said if you show me one,
Yes, one on your page that contains a phone number. Might it refresh your memory?
might, but it still probably wasn't my number. I don't know.
All right.
You can show me though.
It's 425.
That was so rude and unprofessional.
How many phone numbers have you had since 2015?
I don't know, Ms. Lewis.
All right, guys. Well, we have some unfortunate news. I'm going to take it because TMZ is run by a lawyer and they have a pretty solid fact-checking team. TMZ has confirmed that Rich Homie Quan is no longer with us. They have confirmed with his family. I'm just going to give us a quick break and let's look at the article together. It states that Rich Homie Quan is dead at the age of 34. Very sad because Thug and him, like, you know, they are close and literally they came up together. Rich Homie Quan was on the internet talking about Woody 48 hours ago. Woody posted something on his story about, you know, like everything is being watched by the prosecutors, like we shouldn't be tearing each other down, things like that. So I thought that was suspicious, but let's see what they have here. Oh, look, it's telling me to go to Vegas. Rich Homie Quan, a platinum selling rapper from Atlanta, is dead. TMZ Hip Hop has confirmed. Rich Homie Quan died Thursday in his home, according to his family and a rep for Fulton County morgue. Wow. Rich Homie Quan's family tells TMZ Hip Hop they are shattered and heartbroken by his sudden death. Born DeQuantes Lamar in Atlanta, Rich Homie Quan first burst onto the scene in 2013 with his instant classic Type of Way and followed through with fans' favorites Flex, Ooh, 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 and Ride Out. Rich Homie Quan later joined Young Thug on the Cash Money Records project Rich Gang, and he was a frequent collaborator with his two homies, 2 Chainz and Jocks. The last time we spoke to him, Rich Homie Quan ripped the current state of hip hop for its murderous lyrics and cookie cutter song formats. Rich Homie Quan was 34 years old, and that concludes the article. So really, really sad news, y'all. I'll talk about the legal implications of this. He was supposed to be allegedly a witness. You guys heard Little Woody say that his dad's barbershop was shot up by Little Woody. So really, really sad news. And to think, you know, for me, it's just kind of like, you know, we all grew up listening to this music. And even if you haven't, he is integral to the subject matter of this live stream. He was connected to these guys that we are watching face these charges, right? And to be listed in this case, and you know, I'm just kind of watching and stunned. Like since this trial has started, we've seen Tay, you know, get shot and killed in June, and now Rich Homie Quan, somebody that was super close to Young Thug. In fact, I was just reading Thugger Daily was saying that Rich Homie Quan, like 2 days ago, was saying that he wanted to reach out to Thug and start mending their relationship. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get some courtroom views of how they're taking the news, but all these people knew him. So it really is unfortunate. If y'all could do me a favor and type in RIP Rich Homie Quan, let me know what your favorite Rich Homie Quan song is. I think when we have these situations, it's always good to celebrate life too, and celebrate the impact that people had on this earth while they're with us, right? Life is so precious. You never know when it'll end for any of us. So I think it's always important to be respectful to those that pass. And it's so funny because Mounk Tounk was on the stand earlier, and Love aggressively, of course. Mounk Tounk has a thing where he doesn't like to speak. He doesn't like to use the names of those that pass. And, Love was forcing him to say those names. And you could just see like it kind of rubbed him the wrong way. But yeah, guys, you can't make this stuff up. Edgar, I'm looking for your email. It just let me know that the end of it is Gmail, and I will post that. Edgar made a beautiful comment earlier. Guys, I talk about Edgar all the time because the work that he does is to prevent losses like this. He helps people with addiction issues. It seems like there was an overdose. That's what some of the reports are hearing, that he was taken to the Grady Hospital. They could not revive him with CPR, but apparently it was a bad pill. So, there are drugs and prescription drugs that are just not good for our bodies, and they can be laced, especially if they are street drugs. And it seems like that is the case with Rich Homie Quan. So Edgar, thank you for the work you do. He does a lot of work with helping people rehabilitate with addiction. So these are very real issues. Yeah, we'll come back to it, but I wonder how this is going to impact the trial. I have some ideas. Obviously, the state has, they cannot have him come in as a witness, but I wonder if the judge is going to give people a few days. We'll see how she ends the day, but just wanted to briefly interrupt, give you guys that important update. I wanted to be respectful and wait, and it appears that it has been confirmed. So thank you guys for showing some love to Rich Homie Quan and his family in the chat. Let's go back into this.
How often do you change stuff up?
I don't know, Miss Love. I don't know how often do I change.
Now, I have bad eyesight. I hope you don't. Your Honor, may I approach? You may. I'm going to show you what we've marked for identification as states 425 Yankee and ask you, do you recognize the person depicted in 425 Yankee?
Yeah, I recognize that me.
As you?
Yes.
And is that your Instagram account?
Yes.
Is that a picture you posted on your Instagram?
It looked like, yeah, that's me, but I didn't take the picture.
Okay, I'm not asking you if you
Okay.
took it. You understand?
Yeah.
Are you able to read these tiny words, those
No,
tiny
they
numbers?
too. You probably had to put them on hand. Let me.
All right, let's get a
and blow
computer.
Yeah, I can't see that.
You need- If I blow it up, is that a post that you made?
It say I made, but I don't remember that phone number. Miss Love, I don't remember that number.
Do you remember any phone number that you had in 2015?
I don't remember damn phone number I had in 2015. I probably had 2, 3 phones. I don't remember.
Do you remember any digits in your child's mother's phone in 2015?
No, not right out. No.
Do you remember any one of your family members' phone number from 2015?
Not that I know of.
In 2015, who else was posting on your Instagram account?
Mm, I don't know. I could say my daughter or somebody. I don't recall. I know my oldest daughter always had my password and stuff like that. So I can't recall.
Did your oldest daughter make the post that you just looked at that's labeled States 425
No,
Yankee?
I think that's my last son.
Uh-huh.
So I probably was around his mother at the time.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know.
You don't know what?
You said made the post?
Yes.
Yes, I don't know who, I don't recall making the post.
Okay.
So I don't know who made the post.
And
It's
there's
on
no,
there, but I don't recall making that post.
okay. And there's nothing about that number that strikes any chord in your memory.
I don't even remember that number.
All right.
If you got any things you could refresh, but I don't remember that number.
We'll come back.
Right.
All right. So when you were at defendant Williams' second residence and Mr. Copeland arrived, you did not, is it fair to say you didn't see how he got there? You just know he got there.
Yeah, I don't know how he got there. I don't remember how he got there, to be honest with you.
And do I recall correctly, you don't even remember what kind of car you had?
Yeah, I don't remember what kind of car I had.
Do you remember whether defendant Williams had a car or multiple cars?
I don't remember exact what car Mr. Williams had at the time. He had numerous of cars, like you said, so I don't remember.
Okay. Since he had numerous cars, did you ask him, why don't you take him down there?
I didn't ask him because I knew he had to go. He was going to do had to be, I guess he had to be in Miami at a certain time to do the show. So I never asked him why he didn't take him.
Now, was that show a part of that Travis Scott tour that you were talking about? It was a different show.
It was a different show, I think.
Okay. Was that show a part of any tour or was it just an independent show?
I think somebody booked him for a show. I don't know.
Before January 10th, did you know he had been booked for that show?
Yes, I think we had a discussion about him having a show before January the 10th.
Okay. Do you have any knowledge of where it is that defendant Williams parked those many multiple cars that he had?
No, I don't have no idea.
Did you have access to drive the many multiple cars that he had?
No, I had my own car.
Do you know or have you ever discussed with defendant Williams why he needed to rent cars when he had many multiple cars?
I never even I never knew Jeffrey Williams rented a car. So
Okay.
every car I sent him, I thought he owned them himself. So I never knew he rented a car.
So would you have any knowledge about a gray Infiniti Q50 defendant Williams may or may not have rented or had in his possession around January 10th, 2015?
I never seen that car a day in my life.
Did you ever know defendant Williams to get cars or secure cars for days when he intended to be out of the city in a different state? In other words, renting a car in Atlanta for 2 weeks or getting a car in Atlanta for 2 weeks when he's going to be gone within a week?
Sustained.
Did you never know of defendant Williams to obtain access to in any way a car that he did not own?
No.
Did defendant Williams ever talk to you about obtaining or renting cars?
No.
On January 10th, 2015, did you receive any calls from Kenneth Copeland before you saw him at Defendant Williams' residence?
I don't recall if I did.
Do you know or have any knowledge why Kenneth Copeland showed up at Defendant Williams' residence?
No,
Did any other members of YSL show up at Defendant Williams' second residence at any time while you were there on January 10th?
I don't recall or remember.
How did you take Kenneth Copeland to the police?
I drove.
And where did you drive him to?
I don't know. I think it's Central, right down the street by the traffic court house. I dropped them off on that side street right now.
Atlanta Police Headquarters?
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Understanding you don't remember the kind of car you had, do you remember anything about the car you drove him in?
No,
How many cars have you had since 2015?
I can't even count.
You've had more than 5?
Yes, you could look it up in the DOV
Okay.
if you want
Why
to.
you have so many cars?
Because I paid for them.
Okay,
That's what I like. I like to buy cars.
all right. Did you go with Mr. Copeland inside the police station?
No,
Why?
because I always was directed by my attorney. If you're not being arrested, you do not have to talk to the police.
Did you tell Mr. Copeland that?
Yeah, but he insists on going in there. That's his business.
All right. Did you tell Defendant Williams that?
No, man, no, me and Mr. Williams never had that discussion about was I gonna go in or not.
But it was Defendant Williams who told you take him down there to talk to the police.
He didn't just say him.
What did he say?
Both of us could have went in there if we wanted to. I decided not to go in there.
So did you, when he told both of y'all to go, did you tell him, hey, my lawyer told me do not go talking to police?
I didn't have that discussion with Mr. Williams
Why did you tell Mr. Copeland and not Mr. Williams, if I heard you right?
because me and Mr. Copeland was in the car together. Me and Mr. Williams just in his place together. When I was taking Copeland, he was just like, I'm going in there. I said, I ain't going.
How long were you in the space with Mr. Williams before Mr. Copeland came?
I don't recall how long it was, Ms. Love.
How long did you all talk about Donovan Thomas's murder before Mr. Copeland came?
We never really talked about it. When I brought it to his attention, he was so focused on the video at the time. So
Do you remember what Defendant Williams' phone number was, the last 4 digits at that time?
I never knew, not saying I didn't have, never knew one of Mr. Williams' number by heart.
Did you know Mr. Williams to have more than one phone?
He's a rapper, I guess. Like,
Did you personally know him to have more than one phone?
yes.
What did you and Mr. Copeland discuss on the way to the police station?
We really didn't discuss. He was just saying, I ain't doing it. I was telling him, I ain't doing it and I don't know nothing about it. So I wasn't going to talk to no police.
Okay. And what did you say in response?
What you mean?
When he said, I ain't do it, I don't know nothing about it, I'm going to go talk to the police, what did you say in response?
If you want to go talk to the police, go talk to him.
Did you wait on him after you let him get out?
No, why would I be sitting in front of a police station waiting on him to come out, not knowing how long they're going to be having him with me and my son and my mother uncomfortable?
Had anybody shot at any one of you all?
No,
Is Kenneth Copeland, forgive me for if you've already said this, but I don't remember. Is Kenneth Copeland one of the people you count as somebody you loved back then?
I already answered that question for you yesterday.
I understand. Can you remind me, please?
You just said you,
Is he one of the people that you counted as someone you loved in 2015?
yes.
All right. And did you have any sense of whether he was putting himself in harm's way going into the police station?
No, I thought going to the police is the safest thing
All right. Then why didn't you wait on him if it was so safe?
Cause he was in good hands.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. Did you go back and pick him up?
No,
Did you call him to check on him while he was there?
I think after he got through, he called me.
And what did you tell him?
What did I tell him?
Yes, sir.
I ain't tell him nothing.
Did he ask you to come pick him up?
No, he ain't had someone else to pick him up, I guess.
Okay. Did he tell you anything that he talked about with the police?
No, he never discussed anything he talked about with the police.
Is that the only time that you have taken Kenneth Copeland to the police station?
Yes.
Have you ever discussed with Kenneth Copeland anything that he told police at any time that he talked to them?
No.
Have you ever discussed with any member of YSL, without giving names, anything that they told the police when they talked to them?
No.
To your knowledge, did Quindarius Zachary ever talk to the police in the months following Donovan Thomas's murder?
I don't know. You telling me something.
I'm not telling you. I am asking you a question.
I don't never know if Quindare was going to talk to the police.
Okay, so is it fair to say you never had a conversation with Quindarius Zachary about anything he said to the police?
No.
What about Demikion Garlington?
No.
All right. At any time, did you ever gain any information about anything any member of YSL told the police in 2015?
No.
Now, you said that you were charged or arrested for Donovan Thomas's murder. Was that in 2015 or later?
I want to say it was October 2015. I was already incarcerated for a charge, and one morning they came and told me I had first appearance. My lawyer ain't told me nothing about that.
Mm-hmm. And what happened at that first appearance?
They read out what they were charging me with.
Uh-huh. And then what happened?
They sent me back to my dorm.
At that first appearance, is the only thing that happened you were read your charges, or did you hear anybody give what they considered probable cause for your charge?
No, I was confused.
You were confused?
Yes.
At any time, did you have a preliminary hearing?
Yes.
How long after that first appearance did you have a preliminary hearing?
If I am mistaken, I think you're going like 2 weeks at a time, if I am mistaken.
Would you tell the jury what happened at your preliminary hearing?
Where are you going with this?
Your Honor, I
mean,
can
is this
approach the
even
bench and
relevant?
tell the court.
Okay, why don't you-
Ugh. Jeez. He's leaving. He's trying to get out of there. But the judge is like, why are you asking him these questions? The defense lawyers are going up as well. Mounk Tounk took off. Let me speed ahead with TiVo time if we have it. Okay. Sorry. I know sometimes I be murdering this keyboard. It hurts y'all's ears. See if we have a little bit more. They're still up there. Okay, let me see where I was. I think I was somewhere around 1 o'clock. I'm very behind on super chats, y'all. We got around here. KV, you had a question. KV says, can he say I don't recall because of his plea? He can say it. He has been. I don't know if you guys have been hearing it. It's like here and there. The question comes up and he'll say, I don't recall. But the issue is she keeps asking him the same freaking questions in different forms. It's because she wants a specific answer. That's why she keeps doing that. But it's prolonging the process. He's not going to give it to you. You know, I mean, sometimes she does put pressure on him. She backs him in a corner and then he will eventually answer the question. but it's just very, very annoying to watch. But thank you so much, KV. Shout out to Natalia. She says this line of questioning is ridiculous. The police should be making and answering some of these questions. They should. Well, not the police, the prosecutors should, but I think we'll see what the defense does, but super interesting. Thank you, Scotty, for gifting 5 memberships. Very nice of you, Scotty. TLGC dropped a 10. He says, yeah, you goofy. Take your nuts out her purse. Scotty, then he didn't thank someone. So he gifted 5. That was great. Thank you, Scotty. Okay, they're going back up there. Shout out to TLGC again with the 10. He says, here this goofy goes again, talking too much. Flag, shut up. Yeah, he keeps talking. Shout out to Lucentile with the 5. Says this is at least the 3rd witness telling Love to leave their family out of it. Yeah, she was talking about his mom, and he's like, I don't feel comfortable talking about that. You know. Shout out to the Sophisticated Black Strong channel with the 10. They said she's about to ask a real critical question about YSL and the money. Wait for it. I remember that coming. Thank you so much for the super. Shout out to Jamil with $4.99. Jamil says it's been days of the same questions. Lord, deliver us from attorney Love. Yeah, hopefully. I think we're gonna be done today, so that will be good. TLGC back again. He needs to tell her straightforward without hesitation. You're hanging that 35 years over my head like this is a game, and you need to stop playing in front of the jury. Yeah, I mean, he should say something along those lines.
Yes.
Welcome, Keon.
After dropping off Mr. Copeland at the police station, did you take your child and child's mother to a hotel?
Yes.
How long did you stay at the hotel?
I want to say for like 2-3 days at the max.
What made you feel that it was okay to leave the hotel?
It wasn't about feeling okay. I left because of me.
Now, what does that mean for the jury? Because the jury doesn't know who you are.
I left because I'm not scared of anyone.
So why'd you go to the hotel in the first place?
Because I wasn't going to be nowhere that anyone probably come shoot up.
And why did you think somebody might come shoot up?
Then I just tell you by the streets and the fake DM, I was accused of the Donovan Thomas murder.
All right. Did you believe that that threat of the possibility of a shoot up had passed after 2 days?
I don't know if it passed or not.
Okay. So what was different in 2 days from the night that Donovan Thomas was killed?
Because when I left the hotel, I didn't go back to the same apartment either.
Okay. Did you move out of the apartment?
No, I didn't move eventually straight out of the apartment, no.
What part of the city, if any part, did you go to live in that was different from where you lived on Boulevard?
I don't really remember. I don't know the area. I just knew how to get there.
Did you go to someone's home or to?
Yeah, it was her mother's house.
Whose? What?
My son's mother's house.
All right. How long did you stay there?
I don't recall how long we stayed.
Do you have any idea whether it was months or weeks?
It wasn't months. I know that much.
And what was it that made you, when you did leave there, what was it that made you leave?
I just left.
When you left, where did you go?
I went back to Boulevard.
Did you go back to Boulevard before October 2015?
Yes, I got arrested July the 29th.
Between January and July of 2015, did you travel outside of the city with any members of YSL?
Could you repeat that?
Between January and July of 2015, did you travel outside of Atlanta with any members of YSL?
From January to 15?
From January 2015 to July 2015, when you said you were arrested.
Yeah, I think we went on tour.
All right. How many places did you visit on tour?
I don't recall how many places we went to.
Who all went with you?
It wasn't too many people went with us, but I don't remember exactly the number who went with us.
And when you were arrested in July of 2015, what were you arrested for?
I never knew until I got to the jail, but it was aggravated battery, aggravated assault. There was a lot of charges.
Were you arrested for that April 28th drive-by? Or
Yes,
that drive-by with Mr. Zachary?
Yes.
Did you talk to the police after you were arrested?
That's what they took me down to some of the, I don't know, it's a precinct or whatever you want to call it, right there by the detention center.
Who took you there?
I want to say it was the ATLs.
Do you remember whether it was Detective Dennis?
Detective Dennis didn't take me there, but Detective Dennis was there when I got there.
Okay. Was Detective Gaither there?
Yes.
Did you already know them?
No.
Did you know either of them?
No.
Did you recognize either of them?
No.
Okay. Did you tell Dennis you knew him?
No, I don't recall telling Dennis I knew him. If I did, no, I don't recall telling him.
Did Detective Dennis or Detective Gaither explain to you why it is that they had arrested you?
No, they never even explained to me what they were charging me with. No.
Did Detective Gaither ever tell you that she had placed warrants on you for aggravated assault, aggravated battery, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon?
I don't think she never said that to me. I don't remember.
Did Detective Gaither or Detective Dennis, after you were arrested in July of 2015, ever tell you that they arrested you because of the incident that happened on Adele Avenue over by Mosley Park?
I think on into the conversation they said it, but not immediately when I came in there. I don't remember them telling me exactly as soon as I got in there.
All right. So when I'm asking you if they told you, I don't mean just immediately. Anytime.
Oh
during
yeah,
that
they ended up telling me, yeah.
All right. Did you tell them, I don't know nothing about that?
Yes, at the time, yes.
Why'd you tell them that?
I'm gonna tell them myself.
Why not tell on the people you said you dropped off?
Why tell on them? They didn't ask me about them. They asked me about me at first, if I don't recall.
When you told them, I don't know nothing about that, was that a lie?
And then, yes, it was a lie.
Okay. Now, did they also tell you that they wanted or they had arrested you for a shooting at the home on Drew Drive, the old Perry Holmes apartments?
No, I don't recall them saying that to me if they did, but I don't recall.
All right. At any point during that interview, did you give either Detective Dennis or Detective Gaither any information about the shooting on Adele Drive or on Drew Drive?
No,
Do you remember how long that interview lasted?
not too long.
Did they ask you if you could read and write English?
I don't recall.
Do you recall whether they asked you or advised you of your constitutional rights? I'm establishing what happened in the conversation, Your Honor. I'll move on. Did they talk to you about a fight at the club on April 28th?
I don't recall.
Do you recall whether you were asked about the date April 28th?
I don't recall about them asking me about it either.
Do you recall? So if you don't recall being asked, then you definitely don't recall telling them yes, correct?
Yes, I don't recall telling them yes neither.
And you don't recall telling them that there was a fight at the club?
I don't remember. I don't remember that in the interview.
Do you recall during the interview telling them anything about Club Crucial?
I don't recall.
Do you recall Detective Gaither asking you who did the fight involve? Your Honor, this is based on what it's forming a foundation for other questions that I will be asking the witness. Yeah, well, I think they are.
A little bit of leeway, but let's just get to whatever the point is you're going to be making that you do believe to be relevant.
Okay.
All right.
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither that you didn't pick up Demikion Garlington at Club Crucial?
I told you I was not finna tell the police anything to incriminate myself.
And ultimately, did you just tell the police, I'm not going to tell you anything, you just need to do your job?
No, I never said that.
Okay.
If you took it
What
that
if,
way.
what, if anything, did you end up telling the police about that shooting?
I never told.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem to be, maybe we can talk about it tomorrow and you can, when we're not
Thank you, Brian. Yes, she is wasting time.
Okay.
when the jury's time is not being taken up, and I can,
Yes,
maybe you
yes,
can
Your
help me
Honor.
to understand how it's relevant. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And
Okay.
honestly, I think we may just break here for the afternoon.
Wow.
Yes,
And
Your Honor.
actually, then maybe you could tell me before we leave, but
Yes, Your Honor.
without the jury being here. So y'all gets to go a little bit early today.
Ooh.
Same instructions as always. Don't talk about the case with anybody, allow anybody to talk about it with you. Try to avoid any kind of discussion, media coverage, any social media, anything
Don't
about
watch AP.
this case or anybody that's involved in it.
Jury.
Have a pleasant evening, and we'll see you in the morning. Mr. Sledge, you need to be back here at 9.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Oh my word. 2 days. That's right. 2 days, Angie. 2 days she's been at this. Who is that? She must be filling in for Doug today. I was looking at the blonde woman. Shout out to the Pantene. If you know, you know.
All right, Ms. Love, if you want to try to explain the relevance or how it's getting to something relevant.
If the court will permit me, if the court will permit me to address that matter more fully in just a moment, I wanted to confirm some details.
Okay. Scrambling and scraping, scraping and scrambling. Why are we never surprised? She can't even look Hilton in the eyes. Listen, it always happens. They're never ready. She just asked, okay, Miss Love, tell us why these questions are important. Hold on. Let me ask Simone. That's what's happening. Like, you should be able to articulate that. Why are you asking these questions? Very, very easy. But it looks like the court has broken for the day. The jury just went home. This might be one of the last matters they're going to talk about, but the judge just wants to know where she's going with this, and then we'll see if anybody else has any other objections. Look at Steele and Max laughing back there, having a few jokes in the courtroom. See what's going on. I think I left off over here. Shout out to Savvy Amira with $4.99. She says some people watching this understand what's really going on because we understand hood rules and lingo and what Love is trying to extract from the witness. Yeah, there is a purpose behind it. It's just very long and drawn out. So thank you so much, Amira. I hope you're doing well. Shout out to Audrey with $1.99. She says, excuse me, Steele's questions were never this long. They were not. They were not. Shout out to B. Lesko again, who is your stream sponsor. Kirk, welcome. Welcome to the squad, Kirk. Vincent became a member. Welcome, Vincent. Black Squid with the 10 says AV is a law school student who shares her learned knowledge on YouTube. Yeah, that's when that guy was being mean, but whatever, you know. I mean, it's like we don't need to pay attention to that anymore. It's just I'm just gonna start blocking people, you know. Thank you so much, Black Squid. Muffin with the $1.99 says please stop the hate over here. I love you, AV. Thank you so much, Muffin. Edgar with the 10 says, good morning. This is when Edgar first joined. He says, what's going on? Confirmation for what? What did I miss? Confirmation for what? And this is right around the time we were getting reports on the unfortunate passing of Rich Homie Quan. Thank you so much, Edgar. Very sweet of you. Back to B. Lesko with $5.99. He says, we are going to have to nickel and dime until we max this one out. But AV can verify while I can't write an email. I can find the like button. So hit it. Thank you so much, B. Lesko. Shout out to BB with 5. BB says, AV, if he goes against his plea deal or DA feels like he did, does he automatically go to prison or he gets charged and then has to fight it? Sorry if this has been asked. No, you're fine, BB. Basically, the state would have to submit a document and it would go under review, but they can't just lock him up same day. There's a process to it. So it'll probably take a few days, but they would have to formally file paperwork, things of the like, and go from there. But thank you so much, BB, for the question. Shout out to Michelle with 10. She says Miss Loves keeps digging in the same hole.
I have to deal with
Unnecessary.
something else. It's not your fault, but I need to go ahead and break. So let's just be here at 8:30 in the morning. Okay. See everybody then.
She said, okay, I don't have time for you, Miss Love. Court is over. All right. So we are done with today's session. Again, super, super crazy. Lots has gone on. I think the biggest news is Rich Homie Quan's passing. We are still scrambling and scraping when it comes to Mounk Tounk. It looks like we're going to continue tomorrow. The judge had to leave, so we don't have an estimate of how much longer she has, but she has taken all day yesterday, all day today. Hopefully it's just a minimal amount of time tomorrow, but one never knows. But we'll be starting at 9. And of course, we like our TiVo time, so we'll have a few extra minutes in there as well. But yes, Michelle, she kept going in the same hole, and it was totally unnecessary. But, you know, I'm excited for Cross. I want Steele to get in and out of there and ask him questions, get what needs to be on the record. Max goes up next, maybe Weinstein, get a few more people in, and then we're done. Let's move on to the next witness, because Mounk Tounk, I don't think is helping them at all. He's telling on himself more than he's telling on the guys, but he did say some damaging stuff yesterday as well. So thank you so much, Michelle, for the super. Edgar, thank you again for being one of our stream sponsors. I caught this one earlier. Shout out to Devin with $1.99. Devin says it's been reported that Rich Homie Quan has passed. Yes, I wanted to wait and verify until a national media company had reported on it. And we did see that. So thank you so much, Devin. Shout out to Rob, who became a new member. Welcome to the squad, Rob. Shout out to Edgar again with the 10. He says, please put my email address out there, AV. Thank you. Yes. So I had pinned the organization that Edgar works with, but I will, in the description box of this video, get a hold of Edgar's email address and I'll put it in there. So if anybody's looking to contact him, I think there was a woman in California who had some kids going through some addiction issue, adult children, I believe, going through some issues. So she was trying to get in touch with him. Thank you so much, Edgar. Really appreciate that. Shout out to Big Polk with the 5, says, I feel so bad for this guy. You can clearly tell he's slow, can't think for himself. R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. Totally agree. Thank you so much, Polk. Shout out to Rob with the 5. Rob says, it's pretty bad when I wish Hilton was doing the questions instead of Love, right? I'm hitting my head on a wall the whole time she's asking him anything. It's just so freaking repetitive. Same question in a different form, right? Shout out to Brandon with $4.99. He says, Edgar is a solid dude. People probably don't appreciate what you do, but the world wouldn't spin without you. So please keep it up. Yeah, we're always cheering Edgar on. It's amazing work. And, you know, it's just strange how we've been covering this trial and some of this stuff comes full circle. Like the universe is scary sometimes, but, you know, if we can do anything to help, cheering Edgar on for this type of work prevents losses like this. So thank you so much, B. Let's go. Shout out to Darian with $1.99. Darian says, AV Rich Homie Quan died. OD, it looks like. Yeah, this is when we got the news. So thank you guys for letting me know. And thank you, Darian, for the super. Shout out to Edgar again. He says, hey, AV, can you put the Gift of Life email? So I believe his email address is thegiftoflife2025@gmail.com. I was just looking for the last, what comes after the @ So if that's the case, I will include it in the description box. If you guys are interested in the work that Edgar does, you can reach out to him there. Shout out to Practitioner Her with $4.99. She says, case was settled. I didn't do those crimes, but I did my time. Amazing. Well, that's great, Practitioner Her. You did not have to do jury duty. Thanks for reporting back and letting us know what happened with that this morning. Thank you so much, sis. And I hope you're having a great day and enjoying the stream. Shout out to Just Being Honest with the 10. Just Being Honest says, I think that's just more proof Young Thug had nothing to do with these crimes. He was just minding his business, doing his music. Is it wrong for him to keep his door open for childhood friends? Well, that's the thing. I was thinking about Nipsey Hussle the other day, and that whole case with Eric Holder. When I first started YouTube, that was one of my first live streams, was covering that particular case and reading the court documents and stuff with Lee. And he literally taught me how to do all of this. But that was, some people say the same thing about Nipsey Hussle, not being able to let go of some of the people that he grew up with. And it's like, you should be able to keep the door open for people. Thug was helping a lot of folks out, so it's really sad that this happened and, he's in jail and, all those things. Is it RICO? We don't know because they haven't proved it. They're not proving it. You guys have had some excellent observations and, things that you've been seeing it all day. So thank you guys for doing that. And thank you, Just Being Honest. Shout out to My Name Is My Name with a 9 with the 10 pounds and says, I wonder if Thug has been told that Rich Homie Quan passed away. I don't know, but, Steele has all of his stuff, at the table. So does Adams. There's another woman with white hair. She's like a kind of like fair-skinned woman. I think she's a part of their team as well. And she's they all have devices. So I'm sure that they've gotten media reports. It would be hard if they didn't tell Young Thug that. So, and think about all the breaks we've had as well. Shout out to Chris West, who became a member. Thank you, Chris. Good to see you here. B, let's go back with another 10. It says 500 minus 100. $5 minus XYZ equals, we are getting close to an alternate. Yeah, it could be. Thank you so much. Chris West has been a member for a month and says, how does Thug know Rich Homie Quan? Yeah, I did explain that a little bit. We went over through the article. And for those of you guys watching on replay, I will chop this up into nice little bite-sized pieces so that way you can skip ahead. with some things. So shout out to the replay crew. I'll make sure that you guys are good to go. Shout out to Gabrielle, who says, how does this impact the trial today since he died? Yeah, I talked about that briefly, Gabby. I did star this because I thought it was an important question. I think he's no longer on the witness list, right? And aside from that, I think this is more personal more than anything, and just how it impacts the defendants, particularly young Thug, because they've worked together so well. Now, do you strike some of the stuff Woody said about shooting up the father's barbershop and, if they had drama? Simone was like deeply questioning Woody last week on this. So there's a lot to come. It doesn't mean that those facts still don't come in under evidence, but it is interesting how we were just talking about this, and then he passed away today. So thank you so much, Gabby. Shout out to Victoria with the 2, says she want to scream, "You can't handle the truth." She was screaming everything else. Oh my God. Like, I literally have a migraine because she's been screeching in the mic all day. Like, oh my goodness, poor ears. Poor ears. Thank you, Victoria. Shout out to the Little Gaming Channel with another 5, says rest in paradise, young brother. Thank you so much, TLGC, one of your stream sponsors. He is always supporting and hanging out with us in the chat. And if any of the mods can drop the link to his channel in the chat, that'd be fantastic. Y'all want to check out TLGC. He plays games and, it gives you live commentary. And he is just a wise brother, So I'm so blessed to have him here. So thankful. So thank you so much, the Little Gaming Channel. Shout out to Crypto with the 10. He says, AV, you heard that Fanny's daughter got pulled over by the cops for a suspended license. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit yesterday, Crypto. Fanny and Nathan showed up to her rescue. It is crazy. And here's the thing. We had body cam footage of them together. So it's not like you can deny it. I think they just needed to be honest that they just, like, y'all are in a relationship. Like, just say it. We could see you. We can see you. So it's crazy. I mean, put the world through that and deny it, and it's all types of shenanigans. Thank you, Crypto. Shout out to Hanser with the 5. Hanser says, "Tell him" by Rich Homie Quan. That's your favorite song. I like it. Shout out to Ray Not Charles with the 20, says, shout out to Edgar again for what you do for people fighting that battle. Spam his name again. R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. Thank you so much, Ray Not Charles. Very, very sweet of you. And bigging up Edgar as well. Shout out to John So Raw with 199. John says, YSL Lil Keed died the same way as Rich. War, FYI. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Thank you so much. Shout out to Mixed Chick Sammy with the 10. Sammy says, it's sad love is dragging this out, knowing Rich Homie Quan passed away and knows everyone else knows. R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. It is sad that she's doing that. It is, it really is unfortunate. Shout out to Ellen, who has been a member for 4 months. Thank you for your time, Ellen. She says, YSL isn't a gang. Thank you, Ellen. Really appreciate that. And thanks for hanging around. Shout out to Paint and Sound with 199, says 7-7-93-11. Who remembers? Thank you so much, Paint and Sound. Shout out to AA with the 10, says, if I'm a juror, I'm pissed. Pissed with the little hissing sound. Thank you so much, sis. Appreciate you. Shout out to Antoine with the 2, says, on the stand, call his lawyer, have objections. Well, if you're asking about if Mounk Tounk's lawyer can object, he cannot. He can only advise. He can only advise him during the breaks while he is testifying. I hope that answers your question, Antoine. Shout out to She's So Jazzy with 199, says R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. Yep, condolences to their family. He's the same age as me, man. So that's why it's like, it's just so crazy how life works. But thank you so much, She's So Jazzy. Shout out to Destiny with the 5, says she's trying to lock Mounk up and impeach Woody at the same time with these questions. Pretty much. That is what she was working on, Destiny. You saw it. We saw it. We saw her do it. Shout out to Lethal Old Fart with 499, says, at this stage, I would be shocked if Miss Love starts asking questions about Kool and the Gang as rivals. I mean, it's so weak. This is not a good witness for them. It looks coerced. Shout out to Untouchable with the 5, says Caleb Bumpus popped up on Woody during 20 versus 1. Stop. He was shook. Did she express interest in him? I have to look at that, Untouchable. Thanks for letting me know. I'm interested now. I want to check that out. Thanks, Untouchable. Shout out to Lisa with 199. No comment, no question. Pure. I love it. Gang. Thank you, Lisa. Hope you're having a good one. Shout out to Anthony with the 5. Says, love stern voice is effective in getting immediate responses. Yes. Well, is it? It is effective, but I don't know. It's just annoying to listen to. Like, that's probably the best way to put it. Shout out to Counselor at Large again with the 499. Says, love, was Puffy there? Was there a freak off? Thank you so much, Counselor at Large. And guys, I'm also still keeping track of the Diddy legal matters as well. The grand jury is still impaneled for that, and they issued a subpoena yesterday. So they're starting their investigation. We will see if there is a Diddy indictment on the horizon. And, you know, we cannot forget what he did to Cassie. Like, that is insane. When that video dropped, whew, Diddy's fried. TLGC is back with another 5. He says, just imagine this heifer got 98 more witnesses. This case is going into 2026 at this rate. And yesterday, Doug Weinstein was like, Judge, can we put a time limit on them? And the judge said no. So crazy, TLGC, crazy. Thank you so much. Shout out to Jetty with 499. Says, did anything crazy happen today? Yeah, I just kind of gave our recap, Jetty. But yeah, this is just, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't. Shout out to Rosen with the 5. And Rosen says, love wanted to wear white, knowing she's not pure. Yeah. She wanted to look innocent. She wanted to, right? Shout out to Joe with 499. Joe says, and to think Baldwin's case was dismissed because of one box of ammo not disclosed to the defense. Open and shut case. Quick. And I think the woman that was in jail is about to be exonerated or something like that because that evidence was dependent on her sentencing too. Crazy. Thank you so much, Joe. Shout out to She Loves Fantasy with 499. She says, it doesn't matter if she thinks there's a purpose to her questions if she's completely lost credibility and trust of the jurors. That's an excellent point, and you're absolutely right. Thank you so much. Shout out to Faith with 199. Faith says, thank you for the high road. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Like, that is words that I like to live by. I don't like to get in the mud with people. It doesn't make sense, you know? So thank you so much, Faith. I appreciate you, sis. Shout out to Raphael with $2. Says, judge is giving love more time to get her shit together. I mean, yeah. The judge is like, all right, I don't have time for you. I have to go because she has other cases. She has other pending matters. So the whole time Love is sitting there scrambling and scraping, not able to answer direct questions like, hey, the questions that you're asking, why are you asking them? That's it. And I think, at least 10 minutes went by. And the judge is like, all right, you know what? Let's do this in the morning. So we are going to start with that tomorrow morning. Shout out to Vincent with 99 cents. Sends the super sticker. Thank you so much, Vince. Really appreciate it. I like that picture too. Are you into pottery and planting? Let us know. Shout out to Let Me Get That with 199. And Let Me Get That says they want the jury. The jury won't know that Rich Homie Quan is dead until 2027 because they can't look at anything about the case. Great observation. Thank you. Shout out to Rosen again with the 5. Says, love old self. No, not to wear white after Labor Day. It's a crime in itself. Black. That was a good one, Rosen. That was a good one. Thank you so much. And yes, guys, I see y'all saying that it was only supposed to be a few hours, 3 hours, and look at the fact that it's not happening. Oh, many emails, guys. But let's catch up with the Cash App crew. Shout out to E. Capone, hit me with the 2. He said, F those haters, AV. You on top. Thank you so much, E. Capone. You know how much you mean to me as a supporter. Shout out to Jasmine with the $1. Says, if love glitches because she tries to overly profess. Okay, I love it. She used a lot of emojis in that one. Thank you so much, sis. Shout out to Mitch Mitchell with the 5. Mitch hits me and says, being a great host. Your commentary is great. Thank you so much, Mitch. I really appreciate you. Shout out to Beverly with the 10. Mango Gelato. She says, hi, AV, looking cute and white. Thank you so much, Bev. I hope you're having a great day. Shout out to Chantel with the $1. Says, RIP to Rich Homie Quan. I love Take It to Trial. Oh, yeah. I wish I could play that here. Like, if we could just play music, but I'll get a copyright strike or copyright claim. They don't allow us to use other people's music on YouTube. Shout out to Anthony with the $2. Says, Google Crystal Elizabeth Rudolph Brown. That is a long name, but I will look into it. Thank you. And then shout out to Liz with $1 says, isn't this some type of waterboarding questions? No, it's just like, I think she's trying to break him down in a sense too, but it's just not necessary. Not necessary at all. All right, folks. Well, listen, let's break for the day. We will be back here in the morning. I'm going to check on Lead. I know that he's going to start to take some time off of YouTube for a little bit. A lot of you guys have been wondering where he is. So that's why you haven't seen us together. We did an epic stream earlier this week. I just want to thank a few people that have been amazing all week. Brandon Lesko was amazing today. He is your stream sponsor at $425. Brandon, thank you so much for sponsoring today's stream, for being around, for really helping, all the encouragement, all of those things. Like, you're a huge part of some of the success that I have here, and I really appreciate the encouragement. So thank you so much, Brandon. We had High Value Man drop by, and this is OG High Value Man. So I see him in Lead's chat all the time, and he was here supporting today as well. And of course, I cannot forget the Little Gaming Channel. The Little Gaming Channel is so funny with his commentary. He is hilarious. He tells it like it is. He's not gonna let you get away with it. He was commentating on love today, and it was super, super fun, super, super funny. Thank you so much, TLGC. And last but not least, I cannot forget about Edgar. Edgar is doing amazing work, especially with the news that took place today. I appreciate all of you guys, but everyone that supported today's stream. But these guys definitely went, knocked it out of the frame, and I appreciate all of y'all. Seriously, yesterday was a record set on this channel. It seems like we do it all the time. Even today, y'all saw all my glitches, but you still stayed, you still supported, you still chose me to watch this trial with. You could have gone anywhere, but you stuck with me, and that means a lot. So thank you all for your time today. Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.